Hello and welcome to Out of the Box on the Games Done Quick Hotfix. My name is the T-Tree, and I hope you are having a lovely time whenever and wherever the sound of my voice reaches you. It is into May here proper in Hotfix land. Coop is hoping to cool down. It's been a little all over the place in a variety of places around the US recently, but we are heating up the action here on the Hotfix tonight. We are showing off a variety of Metroidvanias, perhaps the most varied and one of the most respected genres in speedrunning for just how many ways you can route the kinds of games that fit into the genre and how much fun you can have. So why don't we get that started with a run that was submitted to the Hotfix by our runner, Ori Sky, that I thought was an awful lot of fun and wanted to share with you all today. This is Rolling Star Any Percent from Ori Sky.
Hello, how's everyone doing? How are you doing, Tree?
I'm doing well, thank you. How about yourself?
I'm good, yeah. I'm excited for this one. This is, as you mentioned, a Metroidvania game. I would say my kind of genre, my niche, if you will, is very much kind of lesser known Metroidvania games that I like to kind of root. So this game's been out since, I think, not early this year, last year, I think. And yeah, this is a Metroidvania game that is kind of set in space. It's only got 2 runners right now. I'm one of them. The other one is based in Japan. And yeah, I would absolutely recommend checking out this game if you do want to get into it. But we're going to get into the speedrun now. So yeah, this game, there's a lot of kind of going around the map. This is largely a linear story, but we'll be covering kind of the abilities we get and going to various areas. But yeah, I guess, do you want to count me down? And we'll get into the game.
Absolutely. We'll get it started in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so good to quickly cover the HUD here before it disappears. So at the top left, we've got our health bar that's 50 out of 50, and then we've got our level indicator as well, which is 1 right now. At the top right, you can see our minimap. This is kind of very Metroid-style minimap, if you're familiar with that kind of game. And then we've got the 2 icons to the left of that. We've got our coins, which are going to be relevant in a bit coming up. And then we've got that blue icon below, which is not relevant yet, but we'll cover that in a bit once we get into it. But yeah, this is our main character. She is called Lori, and she's got this little pea shooter that is attached to our arms. I think it's actually part of our arms. We've got robot arms. But yeah, you can see that we can fire in 3 shot bursts. This is kind of the primary mechanic of the game, the primary weapon. So you can see that I'm doing a lot of damage actually now. I'm doing more than 3 shots. There's a good reason for that. This game has what's called animation cancels, where, as you can see, every time I kill I shoot, if we jump right after the 3rd shot, we can actually get another 3 shots out. So jumping while you're shooting cancels the animation of the kind of reload, allowing you to do up to 6 shots.
Okay, that's so just like in action movies where a character is jumping while they're firing their guns, they're really just being optimal with their DPS. I understand now.
Yes, it's just like in action movies, yes. But yeah, we've got our first ability now. You might notice the kind of aura around us, the kind of motion blur. We've got our sprint ability, which gives us what's called, well, I call it sprint speed. And essentially, if you move for about, I think, 1.5 seconds in one direction, you notice that we get the blur around us and get a bit faster. So basically, more or less, throughout the first kind of act of the game, I guess, we're going to be trying to move in one direction as much as we can and only change directions when necessary. There is I wouldn't say caveat, there is a difference with that, in that if we kind of do a frame-perfect landing, that's not a frame-perfect landing. If we do a frame-perfect landing, then we can actually change direction and maintain sprint speed. So that's going to be something I'm going to try and do in some of these rooms. But yeah, we've already got our second ability as well. There's a lot of abilities in this game that do various things. This is one of the most important in the game, actually. This is the frag grenade. And we're not going to see this come into play too much, apart from, well, now. But yeah, it just gives us a bit more extra damage right now. But later on, this is actually going to synergize quite nicely with a lot of the stuff that we get, because there's a surprising amount of synergy in this game that allows us to get kind of ability refreshes and cooldown reductions and things like that. That's going to allow us to do some very interesting stuff coming up. I won't spoil it. If you've not seen the speedrun, there's some interesting stuff coming up.
So my thoughts so far from just a couple of minutes of this run are one of the things that I like most about it when you submitted is that there are just constantly new things being added. You're getting your new mechanics very quickly, especially starting with the sprint. I feel like that's a sign of a game that really like respects its players. And then beyond that, well, I mean, there's also the fact that the art style in the cutscenes is very Scott Pilgrim, which is neat.
Yes.
But also that the routing here seems to include defeating all enemies as we go through rooms. Is that to make sure that we level up at a certain cadence?
Yes, so right now we're defeating a lot of enemies. We want to make sure we've got I think, either level 1 or I think it's maybe level 2, I think, by the start of the first boss, so we got enough damage basically to defeat it fast enough. The first boss is actually kind of like a break point in that there's a big attack the first boss does that takes about 8 seconds and loses a lot of time, obviously, so we want to try and avoid we want to try and avoid that if we can, so we try and get as much damage as we can. Defeating enemies also gives us money as well, as you can see. And something we glossed over there at the previous save point we had was we now have access to an NPC called Debbie, who is the kind of purple-haired one, I think, and she allows us to upgrade what's called our attributes. I'm also going to quickly, there's a lot of terminology in this game, I'm going to put that, and I'll explain that in a moment. But yeah, attributes, we upgrade them, and they include attack, defense, and our material damage, which is just our grenade. So we're going to be able to upgrade those using money. That's the kind of primary / only, I think, purpose of money in the game. We've also put our first skill point, which we got from leveling up, as you saw there. So at the top left, we got 2 now. We put that into one of our abilities in the skill tree, and that's going to be rapid cooling. Ooh, let me not die. So yeah, there's a bunch of kind of abilities in the skill tree. They all synergize really well, as I mentioned, and in particular this one, rapid cooling, actually allows us to get a bit of cooldown reduction every time we get hit. So it's kind of rewarding basically risky strats and stuff. So you probably didn't see it there, but yeah, that reduces my cooldown on grenade a little bit. So right now with level 1, we're actually going to reduce it by 1 second. And that's going to be useful coming up. I need to upgrade a tiny bit more actually into Matt, and that's going to give us a bit more damage of a grenade. But yeah, this is going to be useful and pretty much required for this next thing, which is going to be the first boss of the game. So we're going to go through them. Yeah, this boss, as I mentioned, there's a big attack, takes 8 seconds. So we're going to try and take a bit of damage. I have died to this boss before, despite it being easy, because, yeah, I'm trying to take intentional damage.
Boost, essentially, so.
Yeah, exactly. So you see me immediately lob the grenade, going to get hit intentionally by, whatever they called, lasers, I guess. Trying to take damage here, while not taking too much damage. You see I've already got my grenade in. Normally, grenade takes 12 seconds to have a cooldown, but we reduce it by 1 second every time we get hit here. Oh, okay.
I was wondering if another grenade was about to come up or not. Nicely dodged there.
Yeah.
You're basically racing your own health bar against the enemies. I think we actually saw that on this show a month or 2 back with Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, where our runner Wody was, you can purposefully use health to power up your attacks in that game. So this is not entirely dissimilar. You just have to consciously do it by hitting an enemy projectile.
Yeah, exactly. I do like when games have health basically as a resource, especially speedruns, because it kind of makes things interesting in my opinion. Like, you know, Dark Souls and that kind of game also has that kind of thing. So I do enjoy seeing those kinds of runs.
Yeah, which we'll see later tonight. Or classic brawlers. Classic brawlers often let you spend a small amount of your health for like a power-up move or an escape move to get away from enemies.
Yeah. We do have our next ability, by the way, here. This is our jetpack. So this is actually going to allow us to do double jump. And this is, you know, the iconic double jump in a Metroidvania, you know, but we're actually going to be using animation cancels there, as you can see there. I'm just basically double jumping and then immediately shooting to cancel the animation of the jetpack. And it allows us to go super fast. I'm going to count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. That should get us into sprint speed. I kind of undershot that a bit. But yeah, that's the kind of optimization that I mean when I'm talking about sprint speed. Just basically building it up in the air and stuff. I am actually nearly dead, so I'm just going to be a bit more
You're
careful.
still at low health this whole time. I was going to say something about that, about the game not spotting you any health for defeating a boss.
It's fine. We're leveled up. And I'm going to put that point into multi-shot. That's going to give us now 4 shots every time we, shoot. So that's actually going to give us a total of 8. Well, it's actually going to give us a total of 12. Because we can actually double jump
of 3.
To reset it
groups
again.
Of 4, rather. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty good.
As far as manipulating the movement for jumping, do you have it bound to like multiple buttons, or are you using the default control scheme essentially?
Oh yeah, no, I'm just using one button. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm just using
So there's a certain amount of
controls
feathering it that you have to do to get these animation cancels worked into
yeah, so you see
how
me.
you control the character.
Yeah, that room actually in particular is quite difficult to optimize because if you miss one of the shots there, then you miss your jump and you have to then, you don't get enough height to get onto the next platform. So yeah, that is exactly what I'm doing. I'm trying to basically balance how high I am when I take my shots because yeah, taking the shots obviously as well kind of interrupts your jetpack speed, I guess, or vertical speed. I'm going to take a quick detour into this room just to get a bit more of these enemies. You might notice that I'm destroying a lot of these boxes as well. These boxes are very useful. If you look at the bottom left, you can see that I'm getting scrap. Scrap is going to be used for item crafting. This game has a lot of stuff in it, by the way. Like a surprising amount of stuff of various kind of, I guess, mechanics. That
Yeah, when I said that earlier, that there's a little something extra being added every few minutes, I wasn't kidding.
Yep. Yeah.
Some of it becomes relevant right away. Some of it is like, hey, this will be useful for later.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm going to get a level up soon. I'm slightly behind on XP, I think, actually, so I'm going to put some money into my attack. We're not going to buy anything other than attack again. Actually, that's the wrong way. But yeah, we're going to basically only buy attack because the other two are not that useful anymore. Attack is going to be increasingly useful for a run. Also, watch this, by the way. Just getting my so this is something I've not covered yet. Every time you kill an enemy, you get your cooldown back. So as you can see, I'm just staying in the air the whole time there. So this is another one of those things that, again, as you mentioned, the game keeps introducing. It's very fun.
Yeah, in a sense, it kind of, I get the intuition that there's a rhythm to it. It's like doing certain rhythm game patterns that players like to call quads. Like getting over that group of 4 enemies, there is a very specific cadence to your jump and shoot that kind of lends a rhythm game-like nature to it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm also going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. What I like about this game as well is this actually, so this might seem like the furthest thing from Celeste than you might kind of think.
Go on. You have the audience's attention.
So with Celeste, the rooms are, I think, always deterministic from my understanding. The rooms of this are also always deterministic as well. So there's kind of like, as you mentioned, there's definitely a cadence. It's almost like a dance in the way that you play some of these rooms, and that if you enter the room, I've got full health. It's the first time that's happened before in this place. Anyway, yeah, like you might notice that I'm basically. Like that was pretty optimal that room there because I kind of know when the enemy's going to fire and when I can basically do my double jumps in order to get hit back a bit and then get up to the next platform. So like there's definitely a bit of a dance back and forth in these rooms, which I really like. Yeah. Also, this is our next boss, by the way. This is called Death Machine X. He's shaped like an X. Okay.
Yeah. No, I see where the name came from.
Makes sense. Yeah.
And all the targeting showing up around you. Yeah, there are attempts at death being proffered towards you right now.
Yep, I'm a lower health than I like to be here, but it's fine. I'm using this box right there, as you saw there, to just get a bit more distance upwards so I can actually get to the boss. I am nearly dead, but it's okay.
There's the grenade.
The boss is actually even more nearly dead, which means he's dead.
Hey, and we got to level up during the boss this time, so we don't have to worry about the low health state afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's an intentional level up because that heals us there. It's not actually needed to level up there because we're going to get a save point anyway, but it's nice to have. Yeah. Sure. Now, we did put a second point into rapid cooling there, so that's going to reduce our cooldown every time we get hit of a grenade by 2 seconds instead of 1. I think
one of the things that people sometimes complain about with Metroidvanias is there's that argument about vertical versus horizontal scaling and like build to a character. I feel like a lot of what we're doing here technically is more vertical scaling. You just get better at the things you already do. But because there is that really fast cadence of that happening, like we're 12 minutes into the run and you've leveled up in various ways, like a dozen and a half times by now. I think that makes those little percentage changes feel more impactful because they happen at such a pace.
Yeah, exactly. I know some Metroidvanias, and this is not anything against these, but some Metroidvanias only kind of have abilities that you get, and those are essentially your upgrades. This game has the kind of opposite approach in that there's a lot going on. There's quite a lot of stuff that you're kind of having to keep track of and upgrade all the time. I'm going to quickly, that's not the right button, I'm going to quickly go into the items. No? Where's my equipment? There we go. Yeah. I actually did, that was a crafting station right there, by the way. So we actually crafted what's called the O2 Plus. So we're about to go into space. You might have guessed from the giant big space window right here, as well as the big hole. But yeah, we've crafted the O2 kit, which is the game basically requests that you make, and you have to do it. We also had enough scrap, as I mentioned earlier, to be able to craft the O2 Plus, which is an upgrade to that. And what that lets us do is, as you can see, the O2 kit is letting us breathe in space for, well, longer than no time at all. The O2 Plus, every time we kill an enemy, we're actually going to get a bit of oxygen back. Now, your speedrunner brain might be thinking, well, oh, there's some stuff we can do with this. Yes, there is.
Very good. Honestly, I was thinking as we were dropping through space, it was like, oh, is this a tribute to Metroid in transitions between zones, or maybe more of a V6 sort of thing for people who know that game?
Oh yeah, the V6 is good.
It also came out in chat. Chat was agreeing. It's suddenly feeling very V6.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, for sure. There's some stuff we'll be seeing soon. You might have noticed as well for the keen observer that I actually skipped a save point there. Oh, I'm okay. But yeah, I skipped a save point. There's a good reason for that. We're going to be doing at the end of this area, well, middle of this area rather. We're going to be doing what's called a death warp, and that is going to take me back to the previous save point that I actually saved at. This is actually faster than using the warp point system that we do have, because it just allows us to get back to the save point faster. There's a couple of enemies in these rooms that we have to kill before we can proceed. Let's see me getting rid of these. And then now is the time for farming. And this is going to be us getting a few levels here, basically. This enemy is actually perfectly placed just to basically farm on, because it's on a slope. It means we get a lot of XP.
Yeah, it's going to move towards you. You're going to be that much closer to it. You're almost in shooting range as soon as you dash into the room. And I assume it gives decent XP yield.
Oh yeah, no, these give a lot of XP, especially like for this time in the run. So we're going to be getting to 7.5, level 7.5, and that'll be.
Well, we got a quick moment. I'd like to let people know about things that are upcoming outside of the run, like Gamescom GDQ, which takes place August 28th through the 30th, live in Cologne, Germany. You can join GDQ's first European event by visiting gdq.gg/submit from now to May 17th, or visit gamescom.global for more information about the event itself. And we hope you'll tune in or join us there. Tori, while we have a little bit of time, how do you find games like this? Are you the type who goes looking for like indie games on Steam? Do you have like friends who make the recommendations? How do you recommend people find games like this?
You asked me the correct question here. I have a specific filter set up on Steam for so the interactive recommender on Steam lets you search by tag, and also
I was hoping you'd mention this.
Niche.
This is kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, it lets you search by like nicheity, if that's the right word. Nicheness? I don't know.
Yeah, basically you can search both in your tags, and you could say like, hey, show me games with over X number of recommendations, which are therefore popular, or popular with my friend, or show me things that nobody else I know plays.
Yep. So I basically, I find these games by just searching the interactive recommender for games that are niche and have the Metroidvania tag. And this is how I found a lot of my games. Honestly, I'm not joking when I say this is my niche. This is my kind of this is my genre of game. I feel like at this point.
No, that's so perfectly valid. We love to talk about, you play the games you loved as a kid, or you play the game that feels good to you mechanically. Sometimes it's just like, hey, I like Metroidvanias. I'm going to go look for new Metroidvanias to play, because why not?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Exactly. Speaking of Metroidvania, this is our next ability, by the way. But we can't use it yet until we go into the next room. But this ability is called the Rat. R-A-T. Can you guess why?
Okay. Oh, well, I don't have to anymore.
Yeah. I wonder. Anyway, yeah. We're going to switch back out of that and go back where we came.
Just random suggestion off of that. Make a model of the rat for your VTuber. When you're streaming this game. Yep, just a thought.
Oh no! Why are you giving me ideas? I'm not saying no. I'm not saying no. Like, to be clear,
Right.
I'm just reluctantly like. Anyway,
Understand.
I will think about it.
It's the I can't believe you've done this. I understand.
Yeah. Right, we're gonna do a big sequence break here. By the way, this is I'm gonna have to focus for a bit for this.
Please
so
do.
we're gonna do a lot of stuff. We're gonna use all our cooldown reductions and things. And
Just enough with the kills. I understand.
Yep, and we're gonna go across. We're going across 13 screens horizontal here. So we're gonna drop down, kill these enemies here. Now notice my oxygen; it's going back up, and we're gonna be very careful with this. If I fall, there's a chance I can still save this, but yeah.
Let's just not fall instead.
Yep. So there's a level up, by the way. That's good.
Yep. And then we clear the room backwards the one time because we came in on the wrong side.
Yep.
Whatever works.
Yeah, I'm still not full oxygen yet because I spent the time leveling up. Oops. I should be good now, I think. I'm gonna immediately gonna get hit by an asteroid here, by the way. Did we get our cooldown back down a bit? That's not good. Yeah, I got hit twice there, and we might be fine. I might die here, I'll be clear. But we'll see how it goes. We're basically buffing our way across the remainder. There's like 4 screens left here. Oh my gosh! Okay, I didn't know I could make that.
Very good. Just like you intended, obviously.
Yeah, let's go with that. Also, we can't use the warp points, by the way, in this area. We can't use the save point either, which is great.
Perfect.
But it's fine. We've got a candy machine.
Also good.
So
whatever you need to get you through the run.
But we are going to be careful because if we do die, we have to do escape again. So that would not be good. As I dash through
we're going to stay locked in for a little bit longer until you say it's okay not to.
Yes. Bouncy. Right, there we go. I just like that sequence of rooms. If you do it right, you can get perfect bounce just right.
No, for sure. Talk about feeling very V6.
Yep.
Just rapidly transitioning from scene to scene as part of intended gameplay.
Yes. I'm scared of this room because I've died in here before, so I'm just taking it a bit slowly there. I'm also scared of this room, but it's not too bad. I'm just going to be taking it carefully here. Get rid of these first of all. Not ideal damage, but I got a bit greedy there. It's fine.
I'd say, to be fair, we're talking about a game where damage boosting is like tantamount to going quickly. If there's any part of it where you're not scared of what could happen, that seems more surprising to me than if you are.
Yeah, that's fair, honestly.
Uh-oh. Enemies with damage reduction. Lovely.
Yep. I'm just going to take this safe. Actually, I normally don't take that slowly, but I'm a bit low health and I'd like to be here. This is also a mandatory destruction enemy killing room.
Makes sense. What with the doors being closed and all.
Yeah, there's probably not the app's description of that, but you know what I mean. I'm also going to put our first point into shield now, and you'll see shield in a moment here once we actually get into the room where we need it. We don't need it yet. We're just going to get through this room very quickly using our what do you call them? Using our animation cancels. Just this gives us a lot of shots, as you can see. Going to go to the left, and we're actually going to use. Not quite yet. We can use our rat ability now. Jump over the enemy.
Rat mode.
Go straight through. I'm that man. Yeah. There's a lot of memes about this. At least on my side.
No, for sure.
Go up here.
Look, if you're already taking from Metroid, if you're taking from Scott Pilgrim, if you're taking from V6, why not just work a little bit of Shantae or something in there as well? It's all good DNA to use in your game.
I need to play Shantae at some point as well. That's another game on my list. My never-ending list of... is it Metroidvania? Is that correct?
Yeah. Like action platformer that also has Metroidvania elements in most of its entries.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So like your main power-ups in the Shantae games, in addition, like there is some horizontal or some vertical development in that you can make like your hair whip, which is your main weapon, do more damage. But there are also dances that Shantae gets that lets her turn into different animals. As a half genie, she can shapeshift.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, mini boss here. This is an interesting one. Not too difficult, but we need to go faster to avoid the laser there. And there we go. That should be good.
One of the later Mega Man X games has a boss that's like that, but takes up so much more of the arena that it is a nightmare for players.
Yeah.
I saw that boss and I'm immediately thinking of a much worse version of same. So forgive the cold chill I got down my spine just then.
Yeah, no, that's all right. We've got our next boss coming up here, by the way. I don't know. Did you end up seeing this part of it on in particular? I don't actually know.
I believe so.
Because, okay, yeah. So for everyone in chat, then, don't blink or you'll miss it. You ready? Oh! Yeah, this is, I like to call him laggy, but yeah, this is Marathon Man. We're going to go into that form and immediately just spam as much as we can. Well, I'm not going to hit too much. I say that as I get hit too much, but it's fine.
That because of piercing projectiles to hit all these different hitboxes?
Yes. So this first boss to have like multiple hit points, as you can see. And what's interesting is for that form does not actually have any limits to range, as you can see. Like Lori herself, the gun has a limit. I'm just gonna be careful here. There we go. Yeah, the gun has a very short range, as you've probably seen. The rat does not. It's a very well-known fact of why rats don't have any range limitation.
Rats are a menace at any range. Rats are also stronger than guns. Got it. I'm updating my speedrun notes.
Yeah. That is exactly the case. So yeah, that's already done. That boss also has two phases, as you saw there. So like you see that they kind of two hearts, one disappears after we finish the first one. Also,
rat button.
Yeah,
more games.
I meant to stay out of that form. It's fine. I can switch now because we're in cutscene mode. I've also got a point to put into something that I'm going to probably put into LASIK, I think, here.
Also, in the interest of putting thoughts into your head that you didn't want there, imagine Marathon Man standing all the way up.
Okay.
Those dimensions, how long those legs are. Like, he'd absolutely had to keep that running stance in that tunnel.
Yeah, this is a very good point, actually. God, you're giving me cursed ideas now. Don't do this.
Always happy to help.
We're going to grab that warp point for much later in the run, and we're going to take another spacewalk. Well, space drop, if you will.
Space dip.
We're going to encounter two. Yeah, if you like. We're going to encounter two jellies there, going to attack with two turrets, excuse me. And then we're going to drop again, encounter three of these, and pretty much just drop straight down. And this should take us right where we need to go. Let's get a bit more.
Yeah, why not? Have the extra oxygen.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want to have to count on the last 3 health to save us like last time.
Am I in the right place? Yes, I am. Okay. I just to make sure there. I was going quite far down there.
Yeah. No, of course.
Right. We're going to quickly... let me try that again. Let me... Okay. I'll do this while my grenade's coming back. Yeah, we can get a few levels in attack. Right. How do I do this again? Nope. I'm trying to get one item up there. Let me get my grenade back again. I think we actually need to bounce off this first of all to do that, so we'll just wait a minute. Oh, okay. I'll try this one more time and I'll just probably skip it. This item's good to give us a bit more in our abilities.
You wanted to start on the bouncing platform? Or?
Yes, since we're about to come back. Hey, there we go.
Nice.
Alright, it's going to be the wooden stake, which is going to give us... where does that go again? Here. Going to give us more attack, which is quite useful.
I was going to say, the icon was a USB port, but...
Yep.
Alright. It makes us better at defeating vampires. Got it.
Yeah, it does. Oh my gosh, there we go. Right, this area is getting a bit more dangerous. As you saw, that enemy did quite a bit of damage to us. I think
perhaps unsurprisingly, when we only increase attack, we become less survivable over the course of the game instead of more.
Yeah. What I have
fine. We'll just simply not get hit.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Right.
But no, what I have actually found, by the way, from rooting this game out is even if we actually put more points into defense, we do not actually reduce the number of hits that we're going to take from final boss once we get there. So it's actually not even worth it.
I see.
If so it's actually just worth putting it all into attack basically, because it's not actually, it's not going to actually help us at all.
Of all the places it helps, the most dangerous place in the game is not one of them. Got it.
Yep, exactly.
As Chad is saying, learn to DPS tank. Trust the process. If they can't attack you, you don't lose any health.
Yeah, exactly. I am an interesting amount of health right now. I'm going to take that slowly. These two enemies are required to kill before the door will open. This one is not, but I'm going to kill him anyway.
Yeah, we're getting close to a extra level up.
Oh, excellent, because I'm nearly dead.
Yeah, seems like a reasonable backup strat if we can wing it.
Yep, I'm just going to wait. I don't want to risk that. I'm going to wait until that goes, because that bounces you upwards, which has killed me too many times, by the way. That's all I'm going to say.
Makes sense.
Not quite enough height there, that's fine. Right, I'm just going to play this safe. This is gigantic.
Nothing for it now.
There's a spot you can stand on. I like to call it the magic spot, the sweet spot, I guess. Sure. Right underneath the axe where you can do more damage. But there we go.
If you don't have a hit to give, better not to.
Yeah. Exactly. Right, we're almost coming up. Actually, no, not yet. I'm ahead of myself here. We've got our next save point here, which is good. This is the halfway point of the zone. That's good enough. Debbie's going to complain that we're not spending our money, which, we are.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, it's not true. We're going to be careful not to get hit there. The few of these rooms are quite dangerous, but it's not too bad. This one in particular. I also love the names of these, by the way. It's called Colossal Squimps.
Squimp. Yep.
Yeah.
It's like instead of calling it a thwomp, you call it a colossal thwimp.
That's slightly cursed.
Hey, slightly cursed is like the base level that I operate on, so.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. All right, there we go. Yeah, the boss at the end of this zone actually is going to be a bit more difficult in theory.
Okay.
At least it was casually. It can I'm just going to come out of a spike there. Yeah, I can die to this boss, actually. It's kind of dangerous, because we're going to be doing damage strats, and we might have to do more than one, depending on how things go. I've actually not failed it in a while, but yeah, if we do fail it, then I'll have to do something risky, which, yeah, we'll cross the bridge when we come to it. But we are almost there, the boss now. It's going to be Genbu in the big trash compactor, as we'll see in just a moment here. Before that, we're going to go ahead and upgrade our damage. There's just enough money to do that, thankfully. Right, and down we go. So what do? We're going to slide to the left. Go slide to the right.
Yep, crisscross.
Yep,
everybody clap your hands.
And go stay on the left as the boss then comes up into full view. That's Genbu right now. We're going to have to get into the eye to destroy him. He's got several health bars. So we're going to have to destroy the plating first of all, and then get inside him via this. You'll see in a moment.
Got it. We open up more opportunities to get towards the center while also avoiding the mouth parts, ideally.
Yeah, there we go. Not too bad.
Which, yeah, I figured those would have gravity once we start ejecting us downwards.
Yeah.
So we can destroy those as well. That's nice.
The mandibles. We can, yes. We're going to wait a bit here before we actually no, we're not. No, we're going to... yeah, we're just going to go as we can. We're going to damage this now straight for the middle because these red bits are not destructible. I'm going to wait a minute. There we go.
Nice.
And we'll probably wait here for a moment before the mouth goes further down. Yeah, that should be good. Yep.
To get knocked back out onto the platforms.
Yeah, we need enough time to... Oh, actually, wait a minute, that. Oh, let's not try new strats when I'm...
Oh.
Yeah, I did not mean to go into that farm there. That kind of messed me up. We'll try one more time. I do wonder if that would be faster, actually, at this, but I shouldn't try. I'll try that out of a real-time run. But yeah, as you can see, Genbu does a lot of damage to us. It does 17 damage per hit, I believe, which, yeah, it's like, 4 hits and we're dead.
Right.
And we need to take 1 in a mandatory hit to get through the damage boost. Stand here so we're not hitting the other side. Yeah, there we go. try this again now.
Also very much in agreement with chat talking about how this game really has big cave story vibes.
Oh, really interesting. I haven't made that comparison, but I can kind of see that actually with the bosses. Yeah.
I mean, in Cave Story, the biggest progression is more like leveling up the weapons themselves, in addition to the more substantive permanent power-ups. So it's a bit more horizontal as opposed to vertical. But between like the pixel art, the big enemies and the small character, the ecosystems of the place you're in changing relatively often, I could definitely see it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay, there we go. That was a better 5 out of 10. Nice. That's Genbu. Going to put our point actually now into our Death from Above. I'll explain that in a bit actually because it's not too relevant yet. But what I will explain now is we're going to get our next ability here, which is going to be the... there we go. Took a while. The vehicle key. And this is actually how you're meant to really go through space normally. So we're going to be going ahead and going back on ourselves, skipping the tutorial for this kind of mechanic. Normally you're meant to kind of learn how to do it. We don't have enough money. That's fine. But yeah, normally you're meant to kind of learn how to use the mech in space. And then you get an item that lets you find the next area to go to. Thankfully, because we've played the game before, we actually, well, I went the wrong way there, but we normally know which way to go, so we can actually go to the left here, get the mech. And because we've skipped part of the, basically the intended route, we've skipped intended cutscenes, this means the game actually, once again, forgets where we are. So we're going to be in this, again, kind of sequence-based state. So we're going to fly upwards here, pretty much just holding. So you can, if you start flying in one of the 8 directions, you can then hold, like if I'm holding that way, I can hold up and it'll give me a bit less, I guess a bit less diagonal movement. So we're going to look for 2 turrets here ideally. I think, yeah, there we go. It was actually a bit higher than I thought it was, but that's fine. I'm just going to grab this, get a bit more money. Watch out for the asteroids. I do not want to get hit too much here, for reasons that you will discover shortly. Okay.
It does seem like we're taking a little bit less damage, which makes sense being inside a mech, but...
Yeah. Well, the enemies here as well do not do too much in terms of damage anyway. Okay. Because these are basically low-level enemies around space. But yeah, we're going to get hit once there. It's fine. And we're going to just... yeah, it's fine. We can just leave it there.
Okay. It'll be waiting for us later.
Yeah, what's not waiting for us is the save point here. It's not active because we've skipped cutscenes again. We are breaking the game in ways, new and exciting ways. So we are going to have to be very careful here. Enemies here do a lot of damage, and so we're going to be very careful not to die here. We're going to get as much XP as we can. Skipping one enemy is fine. Just get over you, it's fine. No, it's okay. Did not mean to go that high that time. It's okay though. We'll get leveled up soon anyway. But yeah, you might notice that did a lot of damage. We die in 3 hits here. And yeah, pretty much everything kills us in 3 hits now.
Okay, I was wondering if the damage scaled like per enemy or like per enemy type, or just generally increased enough across the board to make that true. Sounds like it's more the latter.
Yeah, like the enemies are all, oh my gosh. Thank you.
That's a fun movement pattern.
Well, there's one word I use for it, yeah. That's fine.
Nicely navigated.
Laser turrets are also a thing we want to avoid because laser turrets do an instant shot into us. Thankfully, we can just skip most of this room, which is great.
Chad also mentioning that I think they're specifically referring to the ground-dwelling aliens when mentioning that some enemies are giving them big Commander Keen vibes. Because I read the comments and I thought about it for a minute, and I'm like, I'm not sure I see it. I didn't play all the episodes. Oh, right, the little alien guys. Yeah, that'd totally be it.
We should have a level up by now. I'm going to kill these enemies just in case. Because we are kind of...
Go on, then.
I'm going to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Give me your experience.
Please? We asked nicely, maybe it'll help.
They don't give very much experience here.
I noticed.
Fine. I say it'll be fine. I'm actually... you know what? There we go.
There we go.
Like I said, we're fine.
A good layer of terrorist sweat helps you go faster.
Yeah. Right, so we've got
when you finish a run and you have to like wash off your hands and your controller, that means you were locked in.
God, that is extremely relatable. Yes. I feel like I already need to do that.
For me, my version of that is I finish a session of gaming or like making multiple attempts at a run, and like suddenly my joints hurt because I was gripping the controller hard enough. I'm like, oh boy,
yeah.
Well, maybe I shouldn't have been doing that then.
Yeah. Let's just stand
all right.
here.
Now we get to see the safe spot.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we've got a save point, thankfully, here, which is good. A halfway point. We've got enough for the extra level. That's good. That's surprising as well. I don't normally have that much money. Okay, we are now in the clear. I was saying not the clear. We are now more in the clear than we were before because we've actually got a save point active, which is great.
Yes.
Didn't have to do that big space fly again that time. These enemies, there's 4 in this room. It's very densely packed. Please excuse for speedrun noises as well. There's a lot of it in this game that can very easily kill me very quickly.
Oh, they're a quintessential part of the experience.
Yeah. There we go. As you can see, I'm already almost level 14 now as well. Those, again, give a lot of XP. There is a strat you can do that's basically frame perfect, but you can actually just you can do like this kind of thing into
a flutter dash into each one of the cogs.
Well, you can actually go straight into the vent at the top, and you can just skip the whole room. But yeah, it's not worth trying. It's difficult to do. I'm gonna put one more point into death from above there. All right. Right, I'm just gonna use this. Death from above. Now's a great time to explain this actually, because this is actually very useful for this room in particular. Every time you jump, look at the top left above, below my health bar. You see the wing appearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for 2 seconds, we get a fairly high crit rate after jumping, and it increases more the more levels we put into that. So it's actually really useful. This is exactly what I mean when I say like synergizing, because you get a lot of stuff built around jumping and also giving you jumps back as well, like killing enemies to get your jumps back. So there's a lot.
So beyond a certain point, as much of the combat for the rest of the game as possible is going to be done while aerial.
Yeah, exactly like that. It's exactly that kind of thing.
Yeah, you could certainly see grounded, that enemy just now grounded versus airborne. The number of criticals coming up were just fundamentally different.
Yeah, exactly. It's fine, we've got a save point here. This next boss is actually very interesting. It's an interesting arena, but we've got barely enough money to get the upgrade there. But yeah, we're going to skip cutscenes still, which is great, because it's, it's still out of sequence. Yeah, this is a 3D boss, in a sense. We can't actually move the 3D, but the boss can. So we can only hit him while he's actually in our line of sight, I guess. If that's the right word.
Inside our hurt box.
Yeah, exactly. Our hurt plane. So you see there, I'm trying to basically stay in the air when I'm hitting him, just to get those crits out. He's going to do another swipe to the left here. Immediately get our shield up, and you can just see all those crits coming up now, right? Just a lot of damage to this boss. This boss is actually fairly difficult to optimize, because there's very few chances to actually hit him. We're going to try and get a hit here. Hey!
Nice.
That's
while you have to play everyone's least favorite early Mario Party minigame.
Yep, exactly. You're going to double jump, just to dodge that. That hits you for quite a lot of damage if it does hit you, so it's not good. Oh, no, we got a cycle skip there. It's fine though. It should be one more cycle, I think, here. Oh, not quite. That's unfortunate, but yeah, it's fine. We'll get him next time.
You'll sneak in one more hit somewhere.
Yeah. Don't have to make an age yet. That's fine though. Hey, there we go.
There it is.
I also like to mimic what the boss is doing when he dies. But yeah, that was Demon Blade. He's a really cool boss fight. There's a lot of cool boss fights in this game, as you might have noticed. Yeah, it's probably one of the most innovative parts of the game, honestly, in my opinion. Bosses. It's a lot of cool stuff for them.
You don't need your third dimension anymore. We're taking it back.
Yeah. We got our jump checks now, which are our next ability, this just allows us to basically do a big boost up into the air. It's got limited uses, but as you saw, it allows us to do big boost. That's the wrong way. So we're going to go ahead. Cutscenes are still disabled, by the way, but we are going to go ahead and go and craft some stuff. Have we got enough for the glasses? No, we don't. That's fine. Right, we're going to put that into arms.
Increased crit rate. Yep.
Yep. Also 1 damage, I think, as well. Yes. And we're going to immediately. That's the wrong way. We're going up here. There we go. We're going to put that in a second. Yeah, that's going to be our.
Oh, great! So now we can evolve into a more powerful form of. Oh no! Okay. Magic damage.
Oh, I've got enough. Oh, no, I don't. Yeah, exactly. It's going to give us just a bit more attack in our grenade damage, so that's good. We've actually got another skill point that I forgot to put into shield, so we're going to put that in right now.
How does the shield system work? I'm not sure we discussed that too much earlier.
Yeah, no, we didn't. So yeah, the shield blocks projectiles. So as you can see, there's 2 things floating around me. We're going to be able to block 2 projectiles. That's fine. Well, it's active. So it's just going to block that entirely. The shield is a bit bigger than us as well. So like, it is going to trigger for shots that wouldn't even normally hit us potentially. I'm going to die.
It's possible.
I'm not very careful. I'm okay.
Nothing to worry about. I mean, it's technically still possible, but nothing to worry about.
Yeah. Don't say nothing to worry about yet. We're almost there. We'll level up soon. It's fine. There is a difficult room coming up later, which I might not level up in time for, so I might just get a bit more XP here, actually, just in case.
I was going to say, we'll level up soon, Kit says, as the XP is at like a quarter of a bar.
Yeah. Also, yeah, this is Gigantus Quake. He does more. Oh my gosh, I nearly got hit there.
I was to say, I feel like the Quake attack didn't come out due to it being too close to the wall, which is a lucky break.
Yeah. Yeah. XP is dismally low right now.
Right.
I'm just spending a bit of time with these enemies.
Okay. Thankfully, those floors aren't porous. I was wondering if that attack was going to come through the floor and come looking for us. Or maybe it's just that they can't aim down.
No, those enemies... I'm just going to wait.
Totally understandable.
Maybe I should...
Is the shield basically whenever a projectile is close enough that it needs to activate, then it will, or is it a manual activation?
Oh, sorry, yeah, I forgot to mention this. Yeah, so whenever I use the grenade, the shield will go up.
Ah, okay. So you can essentially use the grenade as a panic button. In addition to doing DPS, you could use it as a defensive option.
Yeah, exactly. That room is one of the most densely packed rooms in the game. It's fairly difficult, so I'm glad we managed to get through that unscathed. Level up is happening right now, actually.
There it is.
Excellent. I was going to say it's
right before the save point, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to put that into multi-shot, which I forgot to get earlier, and that gives us a 5th shot, actually, which is great.
Do you confer some kind of hit stun to enemies? Is that part of the wooden stake or some other power-up?
Oh, what is that, sorry?
The larger enemies, especially the larger version of these green aliens, I've noticed as you come up against them, they kind of stop in place as you start hitting them. And I was wondering what, if anything, in your kit is doing that.
Oh yeah, no, so that is just hitting them normally. So yeah, just 2 damage to them will cause them to stun a bit. So yeah, that's just kind of a normal mechanic. There's not anything special.
Gotcha.
So yeah, as you can see there. Oh, I've been hit by that enemy too many times because I always forget it's there. Alright, coming up on our next boss soonish. This is an interesting boss. It's difficult, but we'll be able to deal with it, I think. I say definitely confidently. Yeah, projectile was obviously this boss is very. Let me rephrase that. Yeah, that boss is very good to have shield against because as you can see, just blocks the projectiles that it shoots.
Yeah, in that mine shaft with the like motion being forced upon you from the wind, the best option to have is a shield, so you don't have to worry about trying to dodge the projectiles midair.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got our next segment coming up here, then we've got our next boss, which is going to be Roller Master. Yeah, that's good. Thankfully I have enough money there for my next attack upgrade. The good thing about actually having to stop to get more XP, because I didn't have enough, is that we did have enough money to get the next attack upgrade, so that's pretty good. Yeah, this is if you play Sonic 4, this is one of the bosses from that, effectively.
You're not wrong. Having watched
yeah,
our
we're gonna
friends
get behind
Arctic and
him.
Amber play Sonic 4 in the past.
Yeah. We're going to be very careful to stay behind him if we can. You can see that, so he doesn't normally do those jumps. That is actually specifically because we're getting behind him. So it's an attempt to stop us getting too close. Like behind him, basically. But that was a really fast phase. Wow. I am going to get above you. Thank you.
There it
Just
is.
keep my shield up in case I get hit there by the projectiles.
So you're essentially trying to bait out this turnaround as quickly as possible because it seems to need to slow down and like consider. There's basically that animation that happens before it turns around, which is a great time to pile on the damage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, this is actually
Keeping all
really
these
good fight. Wow.
Keeping all these separate damage boxes, all these separate hit boxes in mind seems like quite a feat in action this high paced. Ooh,
yeah.
Nice grenade angle.
Yeah, thank you. Right, I'm gonna drop down, dash twice. No, we almost got hit there, but I mean, that's fine. Yeah, every time we kill one of these body parts as well, you can see that it's just getting us the cooldown refresh again, which is great. That was one of the fastest. I think that's
really
possibly
smooth.
my fastest. Yeah, that's the smoothest ever I've had of a boss fight. Wow,
Well
that was
done.
really good. Yeah. We're gonna get a next ability here, which I really like. So here, Tree, what's better than rat form?
2 rats?
Bat
Sorry,
form.
I'm thinking Pokemon again. You know, the Pokemon Mousehold, which is just several mice together. Okay, bat.
Yeah. Yep, bat form. I'm Batman.
Right. Sorry, you did essentially spoil that earlier.
Yeah. Whoops. It's gonna immediately grab you. Yes, that's fine, whatever. Whoops. Okay, just gonna do that, that's fine. That's definitely not what I was trying to do there, but I mean, it's okay.
And since we
this is
hadn't explicitly called out to Symphony of the Night before this point, I mean, what better opportunity than, you know, needing a platform to...
Yeah, exactly. Taking a bit of damage boost there to get a bit faster through these rooms and not getting hit by those spikes, which I do almost every time. All right, so you notice that we actually can do some strats here. We saw this a tiny bit earlier in rat form when we were fighting Marathon Man earlier, but you can see how we get our cooldown refreshed quite a lot whenever we jump. That's fine. So we're going to be jumping. It also gives us a bit of like horizontal speed as well, so it's pretty good. Getting that level up as well allows us to get through there just a bit faster, get a bit more health back. And then climbing up the wall, funnily enough, is actually faster than flying, so I'm just going to do that.
Yeah, no, the land speed is clearly pretty high using that form. But I like that it lets you, it kind of refactors or re-accepts your horizontal movement speed every time you basically start moving again, even if that's because you got hit. That's a non-standard form of damage boosting, I would say.
Yeah. I'm going to focus a bit here in this next room. I need to do it. That's fine. Okay.
You got this.
Okay. Okay, we're good. At least for now. Yeah, that room, you saw that I did jump jets almost immediately after that, going to that room. This is an interesting boss. Not boss, this is an interesting enemy. There we go. Yep. That form's quite powerful, actually, by the way.
No, I believe it.
My health is dreadfully low. Yeah, I'll put this into Duplicator, I think. Duplicator is useful. This is again synergizing with a lot of our stuff because every critical hit will reduce our cooldown time on our grenade, which is great. As you
We
imagine.
do an awful lot of those, yes.
Yeah. So,
Basically
yeah,
cut
this
our
is-
cooldown time for our grenades at least in half.
Yep, exactly. It's exactly what I mean when I say, like, there's a lot of synergy in this game.
Oh, that attack pattern, that's like, it feels very
Yeah.
Castlevania, which I know isn't strictly true because Castlevania enemies were more about having their extremely set movement pattern and just having so many of them that they felt oppressive, but Yeah, that dodging straight in on you. Actually, that's really more, speak of Castlevanias, that's rather Symphony of the Night-like, in that there are definitely enemies that would zero in on you once you got within a certain range.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, the imps in particular are one of the worst enemies to deal with because of that kind of, I say unpredictable nature. Like, I mean, it's predictable if you know what you're doing, but obviously, I mean, they try the best not to get hit by you. Like,
right. And they put enough other things in your way on the same screens to make that feel like it's coming out of your periphery. You're not strictly paying attention to its attack vector.
Exactly, yeah. Right, there we go. Ooh, that's just good. Just barely made that. Ooh, thank you. All right, this next section, we're just going to be careful not to go through the screen transition there. I might die.
Oh no, but the level up. Perfect.
Never mind. Yeah, we're okay.
I was actually thinking, should we take it back to the save point? But no such need. Or I'm going to say something this time.
You know what? Yeah, I'm just going to say, please. Okay. I'm just going to see back to the save point. Yeah.
If you can. The one time it decides
got
no.
enough money now. Yeah, exactly. More death from above. That's good. Yeah, nice positioning. There we go. It's going to skip you. That's what I normally do, use the grenades to get a bit more height there.
Got it.
Right, we are just going to...
Yeah, scoot on through.
That's fine. Just drop all the way down. There's a couple of difficult rooms here, which is why I want to have a bit more health here. To at least be able to take one more hit of damage. Because, again, 3 hits and we're dead. Anything is 3 hits and we're dead from now, by the way, from the here to the end of the game. Ooh, that end. Well, that's why I had the extra health.
Yeah, there's the one to give.
Yeah, that the fact that oh my gosh. Yeah, the scrambles.
Oh
no, okay.
The laser snipe.
I saw that happening, but that's unfortunate. Right, we will, as I mentioned, this is some of the most difficult rooms of the game. But yeah, we will try that again. Okay. Alright, that should be fine. I'm just gonna...
Sure.
Be a bit safer here, I think. That's how we normally do that. That's good. Yeah, as you can see, that shot wouldn't have hit me, but it did because of the shield, so it just still put the shield. Right, let's go ahead.
Yeah, but thankfully, as you mentioned, the shield is tied to the grenade, which now has a lower cooldown because of the synergy of our build. Like, there's a lot of mechanical complexity in, like, it almost kind of feels like you're building like an ARPG, like a Diablo-style character in terms of build synergies and different ways you can build that complement the way you want to play the game.
Yeah, exactly. Right, here we go. That should be good. We've also got another enemy down there as well, Gigantus, if we can find him. He should be dead in a second. There we go.
Very nice.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, that's how much damage did I do? It's quite a lot.
Yeah, a little more than half. So, you were saying 3 hits. I think this one, if you took that hit again, that'd be it.
Yeah, that did 47 damage, I thought I saw, which is a bit ridiculous.
48, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you've got 39 left out of 87. No, you got 7.
I just want to get I want to get a level up.
Yep, understandable.
Yeah, taking a bit extra time. There we go.
Scoot on through a couple of stages that, don't block
I'm
us
going to
in.
put that point into shield. Just got a bit more shield there, and that's good. We've got a few more rooms to go that are a bit difficult here. Right. We're fine. Alright. Save point time. We're going to go into our next boss fight, which is Colossus Machina. So it's actually the return of Colossus. the first boss of the game. We're going to get behind him immediately, and we're going to go into that, not platform, platform. And we're just going to queue up a bunch of shots here. You notice this does a lot of damage to him already. Whew. He's going to shoot 3 shots. Sorry, not 3, 5, 6. I can definitely count. This is a common trait in speedrunners, I feel like.
Yes.
I think it's 6 shots, actually. He's going to do a big thing with, like, red bullets. We're going to wait a minute. Yeah, we should be good now. Hope we get the first cycle. Where's the last bit of thing we need to kill? It's one foot.
Right foot.
That's fine.
No, left foot.
Yep. There we go. I'm gonna bounce our way up, and we've got a safe spot here. I like this. It's just got a comfy zone in the top left. Okay, that's fine. I'm just not going to get hit there, ideally. Yeah, these shields is definitely very useful.
I was gonna say, I appreciate that the main danger thing here is large projectiles. So having a grenade with a shield attached to it that is on a very predictable cooldown now with this high crit rate.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, okay. Missed my jump chest there. Right, that's a good amount of damage. I think it's just the feet left, maybe.
Yeah, I think.
Or one of the hands, maybe as well. There we go. Good. One more phase to go of Colossus Machina, and then, yeah, we should be good. So yeah, I'm a bit behind, I think, on my regular PB here.
Yeah,
so
I think we'll take a brief wellness break after this boss.
Yeah, exactly. Where's my grenade? There we go.
There it is.
Yeah, duplicator, by the way, ideally I'd have another point in there. Death from Above is actually helping a lot, but yeah. Duplicator would be very useful if I had more points in it, because every crit that I'm doing from Death from Above also, you know, refreshes my grenade cooldown even more, which helps with our shield, obviously.
I think we've got a shoulder and a foot still. Yeah.
Hey, there we go. Okay.
That'll do.
Yeah, so I'm just going to go grab the antimatter now, which is our reward. Once the boss decides to die, he takes a while. It's okay. Then after that, yeah, I think wellness break sounds good. I think after we get the antimatter.
All right, sounds like a plan.
All right. And there we go.
All right, well, some of our bosses may take a little while to do what they do, but you have just a little while right now to take care of yourself, to get a drink, get up and stretch if you need to, and come on back for more Rolling Star on Out of the Box on the Games Done Quick Hotfix. Don't go. Welcome back to Out of the Box on the Games Done Quick Hotfix. My name is Atitri, and we're getting right back into some high-octane Metroidvania action with Rolling Star from Ori Sky. Let's get back to it.
Yep, sounds good. Okay, so time should be, well, I guess resume in 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So yeah, we are just finished, I guess, the second act of the game. So we're just heading off towards the final area now. We have to go not that way. Let's go down and basically return back to the first sector that we kind of went to. So we're going to take the warp point and make our way all the way back down to there. We've actually got a big cutscene ahead of us as well. So we can probably have a chance as well to talk about, I guess, the game and just, I guess, speedrunning in general, if you like, as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in the meantime, here's the captain finally. We get to meet him for once. Yeah, this is a cutscene. So yeah. So I guess, yeah, how did you, let me try again, sorry. Have you seen this game before, actually? Before, you know, obviously before I kind of submitted it and stuff?
I had not, so I was glad to see you submit it. I always enjoy learning about new games through the submissions that people can submit to at gdq.gg/hotfix. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is definitely, I enjoy this game a lot. And I was just going to say as well, if anybody is interested, obviously after seeing this game, in, you know, picking it up, I would highly recommend it. I think it's fairly cheap on Steam as well. But also, you know, if you are interested in getting speedrunning it as well, you know, just feel free to reach out or anything. And I will be happy to kind of help with that if you need.
If you are watching live on Twitch, you might wish to know that it is currently 40% off on Steam. If you are watching from YouTube, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons, but know that you may have to wait for another sale.
Yeah. All right, that is the end of our cutscene almost. We can see that the captain gets stolen. No, kidnapped. That's the right word.
I mean, we are on a ship, so.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, you got a point. But yeah, we're gonna grab well, actually, we've got more cutscenes to go, but we're about to head on up to the final area of the game, which is kind of the most, I guess, the most difficult, I would say. There's a lot going on there. Oh, no, don't blow them up. All right, but we're going to go ahead and grab a level in attack before we continue. And we're going to warp. You might recognize where we are in a second. This is actually just after we defeated Marathon Man. We're going to be right here. But this time we're actually going to take the space mech and go upwards from here. This is why we got the warp point earlier, by the way. Even though we didn't use it. Because it's all part of our master plan for the end of the game. Going to be heading on with an angle about there. That should end up with us coming against one of the kind of secret areas that you can discover in a moment here. That's not the secret area. Here we go. One screen to the right and then immediately up. Should be good. And then we should make our way right to like the final area of the game. We actually can come here early, but we cannot survive, as you'll notice in a moment here. There is radiation everywhere. I don't know why radiation is green, but yeah, don't ask me. Anyway.
And is it countered by antimatter, or what did we need to do to be able to survive?
Yeah, so they gave us anti-radiation thing, like, I don't remember exactly. They gave us something, like a plot device. So yeah, I love this. You know, they're gone, but they're not actually gone. Also, we don't have any money. We can't do that anyway. So we're going to be a bit careful here.
I appreciate that we're at a point in the game where 17,000 coins is not having any money.
Yeah. We can buy other stuff if we want to. We can do a fit needle here, just do that. Then
not necessarily worth the time that it takes to buy other stats, though, huh?
Yeah. Like, not right now. We want to get more attack, first of all. We'll basically spend the rest of the money at the end of the game before, once we've got no more for attack, we'll basically just kind of saturate
anything else we have left.
Yeah, exactly. Defense will come last because, again, it's not really useful. There's nothing we can possibly do. Ooh, there we go.
Yeah, you mentioned, especially against the last boss, it doesn't provide a meaningful breakpoint in how many hits you can take.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Gonna get a bit more XP here. Shield helping us a lot there. No! Okay. Enemies do a lot of damage again, like 3 hits. As I jump right into the bullets.
I was about to say I could imagine, but we got to see it instead.
Yeah. I'm just showing you for, demonstration purposes, obviously,
right? Yeah, you're showing off the gameplay and how it's evolved since an hour ago.
Yeah, I'll resume it. Anyway, moving on. Going to that form just to get our hitbox smaller there and dodge the stuff. I am too low. Thank you. There we go. I'm trying to get the hits on
the same way we did with the mini bosses in that one room.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. And there's a level up to 20. We're going to put that into what? I'm not sure what is valuable here. Probably a duplicator, honestly. Because getting more shields is honestly very useful. We still don't have enough money yet. Wow. Yeah, I think it's 49k that we need, so that's fine. Right, we're going to have 2 paths to go here. We're going to have to go left, and then we're going to have to go right. And there's going to be a mini-boss at the end of each one, basically. So we're going to be defeating each of those. We're going left first, because actually the one on the right is actually more difficult to defeat fast. We're going to want more, more damage for that, basically.
Hopefully we'll have the money we need by the time we finish that this section.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, these elders, you can see I'm just trying to deal with the orbs as fast as I can here.
Yeah, the sudden spawners that's a pretty mean touch.
Yeah, there we go. It's pretty good. We are going to try to go...
There it is.
Oh?
You were saying 49k, so we just hit that amount of money.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Oh my gosh, those just went right up the walls there. Wow. Yeah, that's not ideal. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We're fine. Okay. Now, don't blink. You missed this one.
By our enemies.
This is Ibrat.
Not blinking. Okay, I can see proof we're doing damage to something. Oh, and there it was.
Yeah, we're done. It's okay.
Look, we got to see the design that the artist put into the character just for a moment there, for a frame or two. That's all we needed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just love that boss. It's great. Casually, it's more difficult, obviously, but yeah, we can just use Batform to get rid of that. It's really good.
Nice.
There's a fun strat in this room, but we want to get a bit more XP. If you just run without using dash, you can just run straight past all the enemies and you don't get hit. It's great. Alright, there we go. Right, we've got the Squadron God here, by the way. This takes a lot of hits, as you'll see, coming up here.
So it does.
Gives you a lot of money as well.
Ah.
But yeah, I just love the name of it. It's just Squadron God. Right, we're gonna. There we go.
I feel like I should see if that name is still available for use on Twitch.
Oh no! Don't give people ideas.
Yeah, right, it's not anymore. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's okay. Shield. That's why we've got shield. That's not why we've got shield.
That was. Oh.
Yeah,
sniped.
I saw that happening. It's unfortunate. Did I not? Oh no, we didn't. Did I not save?
No, I suppose
I think
not.
I skipped a save point. Whoops. Okay, that's fine. We will get there quickly. We don't need the XP anymore.
True. Or the money for that matter.
Yeah, exactly. We need to kill him because he is in our way. Sounds kind of mean when I say that, but anyway. Yeah, that's not ideal. Alright. Our XP might be too high actually at this point. That's not good.
And that will level up at the wrong time.
Yeah. Ideally, we want to level up halfway through the final boss. That's kind of why I'm trying to
avoid everything now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, just get rid of you. It's fine. I can dodge you. Okay. Platform. Oh! Yep. That's fine.
You got to defeat a couple here.
Yep, we'll be okay. I just need to
Hey, plus side, the mini boss is still free.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I'm gonna make sure to get the save point this time. See, I think I went to upgrade.
I think you hit the vendor,
like,
but not the save point.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Well, I get to show you the strat now, by the way. Look at this.
You get the god cycle every time.
Yeah, it's really fun. Okay, we kind of have to get rid of you to get past, so that's fine.
To be honest, I thought you meant like through this room, and I'm like, wait, that's a big enemy. How's that work?
Oh yeah, no, you can do that, but yeah. Right, we can't cover Squadron God again. It's okay. He gives us a lot of money anyway. We are going to put our point into Duplicator here. Now we've got a skill point.
I'm fascinated with the idea that there's like those ultimate abilities all the way on the right, and we're just not going to use any of those.
Yeah, they're okay, but like the thing is, the synergies are just like better than Speedrun, honestly. They do synergize as well, but like they mainly synergize around like a bit more damage to like multiple enemies.
I see.
Okay, whew, there we go. Not too bad. Okay, next boss coming up here. You've seen Link's Awakening, right?
And Yoshi's Island and many other games of this ilk. What's going on here generally, yes.
Yeah. This is why we've got Duplicator, because we want to get as many grenades as we can here to just drop them like I guess carpet bombs, right?
Sure. We'll go with that.
In the meantime, any questions about the run? Because there's a lot of this happening over the next minute or so, basically.
No, sure. It's a great time to let people know that Summer Games Done Quick 2026 is coming to you live from Minneapolis, Minnesota from July 5th to the 11th, which is coming up sooner and sooner. You can visit gdq.gg to learn more or register for the event. You can also check out the games list right now or submit new game submission speedruns by May 7th, which is tomorrow. So I hope you are practicing those. I know I have friends practicing games like Pragmata and a few others. Curious to know if anybody turns Pokemon Photopia into a speedrun. Probably. Yeah, we'll go ahead and finish up this boss.
Yeah. I forgot I had an entire over half of a boss to kill. Oops.
That's what happens when you get out of that rhythm, right?
Yeah. As I mentioned, this is like... I like to think of this as just as like Slime Eye from LAS, or, just this beginning. But,
No, for sure.
Yeah, worse. There's a lot of splits here, basically.
I feel like when you get to a certain point, you're asking like, hey, does the boss like regenerate at some point? Is there more boss now than there was before? Or?
Don't give the devs ideas, please. That's a... Oh, no. I don't
That's the
like
challenge mode. You make Locust EX.
Okay. Yeah.
If you leave the parts alive too long, they reform.
Yeah, there is actually a hard mode to this game, and it's actually significantly harder, and the bosses actually do change significantly from what I've seen. I haven't completed it yet, but yeah, the first boss in particular, Colossus, is actually quite a bit different. There's a lot going on there. So yeah, this game has a lot of content. There's also maybe some secret things that are only available in hard mode as well, potentially. So yeah, definitely check it out if you're interested in that. I won't be spoiling that right now. I'm going to get some health before we proceed. Should be good enough. Alright, we're coming up on the final boss here. Yeah, we're not really caring about levels here because we're already out of the level range anyway.
Right, so you wouldn't get into the range to get 22, I imagine. to
exactly. I'd have to spend too long to farm, basically, on these elders, which I don't want to do. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and make our way into the final save point. Get a bunch of mat, and then put the rest into defense. It doesn't matter, but yeah. And then, gonna not fall off the elevator, which I have definitely done before.
Of course.
It's quite impressive when I do that. And yeah, this is the final boss. This has a total of 6 entire phases, by the way.
Oh, goodness.
You'll see what I mean. Alright, immediately gonna go... You saw my shield immediately activated and deactivated there. Gonna immediately drop so that we don't get hit by those. Right, and then gonna have this phase just make our way, working our way up the boss slowly. This definitely was a big rhythm to this boss.
I have to imagine this is a hoot the first time because you have no sense of what is and isn't dangerous. You're just darting all over the place trying to find places to hit.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, definitely, for sure, so it's absolutely... let's drop. It's okay. Oh! Yeah, we're okay. I'm just going to play this a bit more safe than I normally do. I want to get that arm, there we go, thank you. Okay, good. Managed to skip a phase there, which is great. So yeah, well, skip a cycle rather. Gonna queue up some hits here. I love the collective sound of thunk as everything hits the boss at once.
Yes.
As it becomes active again.
Combination of that and the mouse noises.
Yeah, exactly. It's very like the bat form. It's good. I'm gonna be careful not to get hit again here. We've only taken 1 hit of damage, which is not great. Big lasers coming in now. It's a nice consistent pattern, which is great. Yep, exactly.
Well, I noticed that second one just finished up anyways, probably because the hand got to its final position.
Exactly, yeah. It doesn't go past a certain point, basically.
Yeah.
Alright, let's try and get the not ideal shield gone now, but that's okay. I'll get it again soon anyway. There we go. Yeah, this boss is a bit scary, obviously.
Yeah, and of course it's got that stall phase here in between each where it does the very Mega Man or roguelike sort of trace in between dangerous bullets path.
Exactly, yes. There's a lot of that in this boss. Just gonna... Whoop. Alright, good. That's what I like to see. Okay, the legs are still needing to be gotten rid of.
But we had several valid hitboxes
In the
there,
game.
so no time lost.
Where? Oh, okay. How did I didn't get hit there? I do not know. Oh, that's not as done yet. Whoops. Well, what is left for leg?
Just an ankle.
Oh, okay. We're good. We're good.
Okay. Our grandparents warned us that exposed ankle was dangerous.
This is risky. I'm one hit from death still. This is, yeah, not ideal. Honestly, I'm a bit scared. Yeah, dying here means you have to do the whole thing again. So
Right.
it may. Oh gosh, at the risk of I don't know whether or not mercy kill would need to happen, but yeah,
Oh,
at the
you've got
risk
the
of
time.
that.
Nah.
Okay, fair enough.
We'll push through.
Yeah,
We'll
okay.
worry about plan Bs if we need them.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. The red things there, the main. Well, I say main. The big orbs going around the map are also a bit dangerous to be honest as well. But yeah. Okay, good. Thankfully, everything's projectile here, which is good.
Yeah,
Well,
so we have as much protection as we can, all things considered. Oh, well.
Oh yeah, I didn't have grenade yet. It came back just too late.
Go for it. Once more into the fray.
Let's go ahead. Yep, let's go. Yeah, this boss is again quite difficult with only 3 hits.
2 hits to
until
give in
death.
6 phases. Yes.
So I can exactly, yeah. Thankfully, shield helps me a very massive amount there, which is good. Right, get my grenade back up, my shield back up rather. Oh, okay. Bit scary
I
there,
was about to
but
say,
it's
I wouldn't
okay.
have seen that coming, but I think that's more literal than a turn of phrase at that point. We neither of us saw that coming until it was almost on top of you there.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, this looks to be okay. This looks good, yeah. Give it the head. That'd be good.
Yeah, spacing should give you. There might be a piece
What
of
is left?
Okay, a hand. I thought there was a little bit of torso left on the
Yeah.
right side there.
Let's get over here. Oh, yeah. It's unfortunate. It's okay though. I was one platform further down than I should have been there. Right, let's get our bullets queued up. And there we go. Cool. Okay, good. Yeah, I do want to be going upwards, obviously, for these bullets there, because it makes it a lot easier to deal with. We can just do consistent damage without like that kind of second mid phase. Okay. Bit of a hand if we can. Good. I think the hand is gonna hurt it. Just a lot of explosions around me.
Right. Oh, okay. We got a thigh and we got a hand. Oh no, a wrist.
Yep. Oh, okay. Okay.
That was it.
I'm in the right spot this time. That's good. I am way too far to the left there. That's fine.
Treating this fight like something of a ballet, just making sure you're in the right positions
Yeah.
every time the next phase starts.
Yeah.
Next movement
It's
of the
basically
dance.
like that. Immediately drop. Get our grenade up. Our shield up, rather. And there we go. It's doing a rotation round, basically. If you will. It's quite nice like that. Blazes are coming. Winter is coming.
Yeah, right. No, I hope not. Well, I mean, for one of the hemispheres, winter is coming. You're not wrong.
Okay, yeah, that's true. That is okay. I didn't think of that. I think the leg is gone. The leg's not gone. Is what I meant to say.
Yeah, we got one leg down, in towards the other. If we can get there.
Yeah,
I think you got
let's
it.
get the thigh. All right. Okay, much better position having 2 health now.
Right.
Because we don't have 60. We've got we don't have 60 health. We've got 2 health. It's okay though. I didn't quite need my shield yet, actually, but that's okay. We'll get another one. It's okay. Big red lasers. Getting my shield up. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Had to go through the midpoint of the boss before. I didn't know if that was safe or not.
Sometimes. Like, it really depends on how risky you want to be.
Of course.
Look, I was doing a run of this at UKSG, and I had Argic actually on comms with me, and he panicked quite a lot because I decided to go through the middle and basically go through the middle of like 4 particles, like those big ones, at once, when I was like 1 health from death. Speaking of 1 health from death, oh my gosh.
Yep, locked in.
We're okay.
You got a grenade up.
Yep, thank you. It's good now, actually. I'm just gonna wait.
Grenade is up if you need it.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Right, that's the second phase. 1 more phase to go, and then once we destroy the middle and the final phase, that'll be time. No. Oh my. Okay.
Okay. Okay, out of the way of the orbs.
Yep. Oh,
Grenade
the
is
last
up.
bit. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Oh no, is it? No, it's not. Yeah, now it is. Where is the last? Oh, there we go. That's just sneaky. I need to go around and get it. Actually, I can't really get that.
Give it a moment.
That's fine.
You've got your grenade.
Yep. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Okay, time is now.
GG's.
Whew, okay. Whew. Funny thing, I could have died to those final bullets after the boss died.
I believe it.
Oh,
to be fair, you would have still called time for the run, but
yeah, okay, no, that's fair. That's yeah, you're right. But yeah, a few things went wrong in that fight. Obviously, it's a difficult fight and it's very long. So any big mistakes, you have to do the whole thing again. But yeah, I'm not too sad about that. I think I went okay. Personally,
yeah, absolutely. So, if people want to see more indie Metroidvanias and things of that nature, where can they find you?
So yeah, I'm over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Ori_Sky. Where else am I? I'm not on social media really, so that's pretty much the only place actually. But yeah, what I would say is I'm on speedrun.com as well. I think under the same username. So if you do want to reach out about this game or just speedrunning in general, feel free to get in touch. And the last thing I would say just quickly as well is if you do find any games that you just feel like could be interesting to speedrun, don't worry about not having the skill to get into it and stuff. I've just kind of gone through these games that I enjoy and just kind of spent time rooting them and stuff because I enjoy it. So just feel free to just get into it. It's not that difficult once you get into it. It can be very enjoyable.
Yeah, there's something really to be said for just choosing a run and going with it. And thank you very much, Ori, for bringing this run onto Out of the Box today. It's been a real pleasure. Absolutely. And, again, thank you for submitting and thank you for showing off this run. But that is not all for Out of the Box for the evening. We're going from... Welcome back to Out of the Box on the Games Done Quick Hotfix. My name is the T-Tree, and our next game needs no introduction, but the category just might. If you know anything about the people who made this game, you may have an inkling. But to leave more description of what the category of our Metroid Dread run from Manager is for this evening, I'll send it over to him. Manager, how are you?
I am doing fine. Hello, GDQ. I'm Manager, go by Manny for short, and I will be showcasing Metroid Dread Mercury Steam Percent, a glitchless category extension that features almost every developer-intended sequence break. So it'll be a great watch for you all. I'm joined in by my 2 commentators, if they'd like to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Charlotte. I am the architect of this category, yeah.
And I'm Hobbit. You might know me from playing lots and lots of Unrestricted, so This one's a little different compared to what I'm used to playing.
Yeah, including at an upcoming Summer Games Done Quick, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct about that. I'm very excited about it.
Very cool. All right, Manager, if you are ready, we can just go ahead and get into it.
Yep, I'm all ready.
All right, let's start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start.
I love the countdown method of go really fast and slow down so he's ready.
Well,
That's
I
great
saw
speed
him
tech.
press A first
Into a
on the
menu.
file.
I was thinking the
yeah,
same
and
thing.
I forgot that there was another menu.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the history of this category is basically when the game was new, we started discovering all of these sequence breaks very early on and realized that almost none of them were actually faster than just playing the game mostly normal. And that was kind of disappointing to a lot of people, especially people that wanted to run glitchless, when it turns out that even glitchless, it's still not faster to do most of these sequence breaks. So I decided, why not just do any percent all sequence breaks, basically. And I called it Mercury Steam percent because the developers of the game were Mercury Steam. So it's just all of these sequence breaks that they wanted us to do. And you're going to see a lot of basic movement here going on. You see the ledge-to-ledge jumps. One of the big differentiators of skill level in this game are how quick you can do the quick rises. So basically, whenever Manny jumps to a ledge, he's going to press the B button, which is jump, as short as possible and at the right timing to get just like the tiniest little hop onto the ground above the ledge. This is because in this game, moving on the ground is your fastest basic movement. When you're jumping through the air, you're going a little bit slower. So we want to be staying on the ground for as much as possible.
This also extends into some of the additional movement maneuvers that Mercury Steam gives you in Dread, like the dash melee or slide, where you might use it to skip a ledge or maybe not fully jump across a gap, because the sooner you can get to the ground, like Charlotte said, the faster you're going to be going. However, I will shout outs to Early Grapple for still being fast in 2026. The OG sequence break found in Dread, still used in glitchless today. So I do appreciate that fact, even though we don't get to do early supers or other things like that in other categories. So I think that's a little fun little tidbit.
Yep, and so we're going to be entering our first Emmy zone. We saw the tutorial Emmy there while we were yapping about basic movement. This here is the first real Emmy, so to speak. Its whole deal is that it chases you, but only within the Emmy zones. There's a few chases that are kind of scary that you'll be seeing later in the game, but for the most part, if you just know where they spawn, you'll know how to avoid them. We have kind of labbed out basically how you would navigate the world with pretty much every Emmy spawn, in glitchless at least. I know in UR it gets a little bit hazy.
Yeah, it can be a little stressful sometimes. Mercury Steam percent is interesting because it does add a couple of extra Emmy encounters that are a little scary. So that kind of ups the ante a little bit. I did see someone ask what version of the game this is run on. The game is pretty much universally run on current patch.
I was just wondering, because I went and looked up for them. I'm pretty sure this is current patch. Are there any categories that don't? And I haven't found one yet.
Yeah, Legacy is a thing, and it just runs on 1.02 or earlier, and that matters for glitched categories because there's a glitch called Invincibility that basically just makes it so you can go through any attack and also some collision. But for glitchless categories, it makes no difference.
Got it.
Yeah. If you do watch a Legacy run, it is truly wild because it got innovated all the way into last year with modern tech. So it is really interesting. But we have Mercury Steam percent in front of us, so I don't want to get too distracted. Manny is kind of just completing the standard Artaria 1 loop. He's going to drop into the Artaria pool here. I sometimes kind of think it's like a toilet with the slopes snaking downwards. No water skip, unfortunately. You can do a coyote jump and a slope jump off of that slope towards the missile tank, but it is double frame dependent or something like that. It's extremely hard. So most of the time, people will just take the extra 10-15 seconds to go through the water and shoot that blob.
Yeah, so coming up is a trick called Water Platform Skip. We're going to be doing a wall jump into a melee into the ledge so that you can turn around faster and grab that ledge. Manny did that first try. That's a little bit harder than it looks, so very good on Manny's part.
So
You also
usually
got a one wall jump.
Yeah, so usually you get that in 2 wall jumps because you're not high enough after the first wall jump, but there are like some rare instances like what just happened where you can just get it in a single wall jump, which is very rare.
Yeah. That room is really tough because sometimes the Emmy makes the game drop frames. On Switch 2, it's not really as much of a problem. Switch 1, it happens. Yeah, it is very, very rare to see that single. I kind of like reeled in my chair a little because I was like, oh my gosh, he's goated.
So now we got Charge Beam. This one has a little bit of universal tech that you're going to be seeing throughout the run. Basically, the Charge Beam has a fairly long charge. It's like almost a full second. But if you do a spin jump, then basically as soon as it starts glowing, you can release it and it'll be the full charge. You can also do a turnaround while you're just standing on the ground, and that'll do the same thing. So we'll be using that a lot throughout the run to just charge beam either doors or enemies a little bit faster than you would be able to normally. And you can also follow that charge beam up with a missile instantly, and that'll do more damage per second than just doing the charge beams or just doing the missiles. And we call that a Charlie.
Yep. It becomes really, really handy once we have a few more bits of beam, and the Emmy is decidedly in the way, but it's no problem for Manny. I mean, we see that spawn all the time.
Do Emmys work on cycles when you're not there, or why did it happen that way? And it seemed kind of notable to the both of you on commentary.
So whenever
Emmys, the way the Emmys work is they don't exist until you're actually in the Emmy zone, and then once you enter the Emmy zone, they have a certain number of set spawn positions that they can be in, and they always behave predictably depending on whether they know where you are or not. So you always know where they are and what they're doing as soon as you see them.
So we basically just ended up with an Emmy spawn that was right in front of us on the standard path through the zone.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. Because each Emmy door has a different spawn. Some have more spawns than others. For example, there's an Emmy door in Cataris where it only has one spawn and it's directly in front of you.
Perfect.
It's not used in the speedrun, but if you've ever played Randomizer, you know that door very well. We will pass through that door, just going the other direction, leaving the zone, so it's not a problem. But Manny is just moving and grooving through Artaria here. He's already got the thermal switches turned on, so now it's time to go deal with that pesky white Emmy and grab ourselves a spider magnet. But first, we have to talk to our favorite guy, Adam. Make sure you count your quality time with Adam, because we will not be talking to him many more times, unfortunately. As helpful as he is, unfortunately, he loves to yap, and we don't like that.
I was going to say, you say that like it's a bad thing. I feel like, casual players might be at the point where they're ready to turn Adam off, much less speedrunners.
Mm-hmm. So you saw Manny fire on a door that he fell past there. The reason for that is because there are doors in this game that open more slowly than other doors. And so if you're going to go through that door later anyway and you're passing by it now, it's better to shoot it so you get the slow open animation over with so that you can open it quickly later.
Okay, so it's only for the initial or first animation trigger?
Yes. Mm-hmm. So now Manny has the Omega Stream. This is going to be a little bit different than the tutorial fight. There's going to be a phase where we shoot rapid fire shots to break the faceplate, and then you want to do a charge shot to kill the Emmy proper. This looks a little bit scarier than it is. You pretty much, the Emmy will always spawn in the same places in the part where you fight it. It's not random at all. So you know exactly what the movement needs to be. So Manny just maneuvered over into position properly and then jumped over the Emmy at exactly the right time. Made it look very easy.
Yep. If you have very optimal movement and are very practiced, you can also just plant yourself on the ledge and shoot the white Emmy's faceplate and destroy it without moving from that position. But it is.
I was thinking I remembered that right, but yeah, that's as I recall, that's very close to frame perfect.
Yeah,
it's pretty tough. And that actually reminds. Go ahead. Okay.
I was just saying that you also have to maneuver there really quickly. Like you need to platform really quickly, and then also your shots have to be like perfectly accurate.
Yeah, and when trying to go fast, you have to be careful, because if you try to buffer a wall jump on a wall that's not one tile wide, so like these flat walls at the top of this room, or like at the left side that Manny just went over, if you try to buffer a wall jump there, you'll actually buffer, instead of buffering a quick rise, you'll buffer a wall jump. And if you do that, then you can't play kill.
So this is a boss that is a little bit different on rookie mode compared to other categories because we start with 30 missiles instead of 15. And Manny just got headlock, which is a glitch that happens when you phase shift in certain animations. And because of that, Corvius is going to keep his head low to the ground for the entire fight in the second phase, which means that because we have 30 missiles, we can just pelt him with missiles until he's dead. We don't need to phase shift again.
Yeah, phase 2 is only, what, 26?
26 missiles.
Missiles, so if he's just standing there menacingly, it's quite easy. Normally he moves his head around a lot, and that can be a bit of a pain point, but you can use the flash of him getting hit to kind of follow his movements. But
what if we just didn't
getting
have
the
to aim
very
instead?
nice headlock for the stream? Yeah. I know, it's great. You just crouch and you fire away, easy peasy. But coming up here, we're going to see the last trick here in Artaria. It's a nice little D-boost, kind of a glitchless classic in terms of Metroid games, you know, manipulating enemies to get to a ledge that you normally would get to differently. So you just take out these plies here, jump, and then it will just helpfully bump you right up to the ledge. Very nice work, Manny. And now we're on to Cataris. A very, very notable area for being the kind of like the movement gauntlet of glitchless. There is one major trick here in Atom Skip that we'll get to when we get to it, but this is like that's kind of where the major like difficulty curve, I guess, is for the area. It's all raw movement execution, which makes it a lot of fun to speedrun.
Yeah, like the game is always difficult. Like it's not an easy game to speedrun, but the Atom Skip is kind of like until you get there, like your run hasn't really started yet.
For sure, it's a very, very common crux in Metroid Dread speedrunning. Everyone goes through it, and it's kind of part of the lived experience of becoming a Dread speedrunner. But if you have any final words for Adam, this is the last time we're going to talk to him. Shout outs to him, but unfortunately, we've got to go fast.
Well, thank you for keeping us company, Adam. If you want to see other runs that Adam was probably in very briefly, you can catch up on past Hotfix shows and marathons at youtube.com/GamesDoneQuick. And hey, if you're watching this on YouTube, please consider liking, subscribing, or becoming a channel member to support Games Done Quick. But now that Adam's out of the way, we've got more video game to play.
He's in Fusion, Dread, and Other M, so take your pick. Watch whatever speedrun you want.
I don't even know what an Other M speedrun
I was going to say, you recommending an Other M speedrun doesn't feel like it happens very often.
It's actually a pretty cool speedrun, honestly.
That's cool. I like to hear that.
Gotta love Metroid speedrunning, you know?
Games that play fundamentally different as speedruns than as casual playthroughs are always fascinating to me, whether for better or for ill.
Manny, great job defeating the evil magnet wall that I hate.
Yeah. Very, very hard.
We're going to see a little damage run here. So this heated area is doing constant damage to Samus, and every single time you see the damage tick, it's actually doing more damage than the previous tick. So it's very, very scary. It looks like okay, you have 76 health. That's like almost half of your health. But he would have died in like 2 or 3 more ticks.
76, 45, 24, next energy tank. Yeah.
It is possible to do the hell run without any energy tanks, but it's very precise. If you're like a frame too late, then you'll just die.
Sure. Much like its ancestors in Super Metroid.
Yeah, the ones in Dread are even meaner. If you take a teleportal into a heated room, the ticks ramp up during the entrance animation, and your first tick will take like half your health.
Oh, that's evil.
It's absolutely wild. Unfortunately, because the one dev intended skip we actually don't do in this category is early pulse radar, primarily because it kind of just makes it doesn't add much to the run, and pulse radar is not it's as goated as it is. It is not very useful to speed running. So that's kind of
the very first time anybody ran this category. It was a race in the Metroid Dread speedrun server, and we did have pulse radar in that race, and everybody complained that it was just a big detour and there was like nothing interesting to do. You literally just like went in, collected an item, left. There wasn't any like interesting platforming or combat or anything, so it was just kind of like a big detour for like no benefit at all. So we decided to just say, you know what, Mercury Steam intended for us to skip the pulse radar, so let's just skip the pulse radar.
It is. No, I mean, and that's I say it on this show not infrequently, but categories in running and like the obstacles to make a run, to route it the way you like, that's down to you and the community's discretion. And in a community like Metroid Dread with, you know, a lot of people who just love the routing and the movement that the game has to offer, if you introduce a blank section, it turns out everybody's against that. So I commend the decision.
Manny is so good. He just breezed through Adam Skip first try. That set of wall jumps with the melee into the slanted wall was called the infamous ascending dual magnet or Adam Skip. This breaks the Adam sequence, and think of it kind of like a train or a bus at a bus station. You have to take the train to the next stop, but if you just go to the next stop without taking the train, like you skip where the train's at, it doesn't go anywhere. So Manny's free to go through Adam rooms wherever he wants, because the next Adam is actually in like Northwest Cataris,
waiting
where you never
us.
go. Yeah. This actually enables some movement tech later where you have some true speed keeps that you get to have because the doors don't lock. But I cannot emphasize enough that trick is very, very tricky. I could have used a better word for that.
that's why
essentially,
they call it that, right?
the timing is extremely specific, and
Sure.
the inputs from the melee into the respin wall jump are really, really tight, and every single wall jump has to be buffered. Basically, you can press jump right before you get to a wall, and you'll do kind of like an optimal height.
Have it ready on the
starting
first
height
frame.
wall jump.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, if you look at it closely, it's actually kind of funny because Samus kicks off the air in front of the wall.
Yep.
Classic. I mean, that happens in more speedruns than you'd think. Some of the Mega Man X games, Mega Man climbs with his head rather than his feet. So
That's
Yeah.
stranger things have happened.
I mean, Mega Man's a visionary, you know?
That's one way of using your head for sure.
He's got his head in the game.
We love protagonists with robot suits and arm cannons.
Especially if they're blue.
True.
So true.
It just really works out, doesn't it? But so now we are on to a little dip here into Dairon. We need wide beam to get to the next Emmy room, or Emmy zone central unit. So we have to take this little detour into Dairon, turn on the power, and grab wide beam. So it's just another nice kind of little movement section here. A couple like small things here and there that you can do to kind of take some minor shortcuts, but it's pretty straightforward platforming to the next upgrade, fortunately.
Yeah, the thing really is that if you are a little bit off in your platforming, there's a lot of these little bat creatures in this game that just are always moving around even when they're off camera, and so if you just like mess up your movement just a little bit, they can get in your way. Like you see that Mandy kind of had to take like a little bit of a far walk to the left before moving right because the bat was in the way. Normally you just want to drop straight down.
Yeah, because enemies are the one thing that are very cyclical, which is really helpful because that means you can consistently manipulate them. But some enemies are, not very nice. Like those, I don't know what their official name is, and that's kind of fake of me, but I call them Steve. Because that's what we call them, the guys that shoot all the spikes. Me and Steve are enemies, unfortunately.
I used to know all the official names, but it's been years. Something like
I believe
All I'll
the
say on
name
the
of
matter is
those
that I know
FBs
plenty of people who dislike a Steve in their life. There are good Steves and there are bad Steves. This was a bad Steve, so I get it.
He's not an ideal Steve,
For some fun trivia, those enemies are called nailons because they have long bodies and they shoot nail projectiles.
Okay, yep, that tracks.
I love that definition. I've never heard someone say it like that, but that's perfect.
So we got wide beam. Wide beam is exactly what it looks like. It's 3 of the normal beam. It does exactly 3 times as much damage because it's just the same basic shot, but 3 times. These little push blocks here, they have 3 hitboxes, or hurt boxes rather, and each one of them needs to be hit very precisely with the wide beam, and if you just shoot your wide beam charge shot at like the wrong little bounce in Samus's walk animation, it's wrong. So it's one of the more annoying little elements that you can interact with. Man, he's getting all of them first try. Can he get the triple?
I believe.
There we go.
Oh,
go.
maybe a triple.
Yo.
Yeah, those wide beam blocks are not nice sometimes.
There was only one more in Karis, and we affectionately call those wide beam blocks Pedros when we tried to clear them out of the way.
Mm-hmm. Why do we call it that? I'll be honest. It happened.
I came up with the name back in 2021. I just picked up a name on my head that would best fit a wide beam block, and it just stuck.
Perfect.
Yeah, we had I know initially we started calling things names because we called the Emmys all Seinfeld characters, and the only one that has really like stayed is we call the tutorial one Elaine.
Okay.
But then we stopped calling all the Emmys Seinfeld character names, but we'd already started calling other things also like normal human names. So, you know, that's what we stuck with now. That's just the terminology.
Look, what's a strong community without a good couple of in-jokes? Especially if you no longer really understand where they came from, or it's just like, yeah, no, we just did it that way. What can I tell you?
Like, why not, you know?
Mm-hmm.
All right,
somebody in chat hearing the origin of Elaine's skip for the first time.
that is why. Shout out to Zeus. That's my guy. He joined the community last year, and it is a beautiful thing to watch people slowly learn the lore of why tricks are called what they are.
See, I thought you were going to say it's a beautiful thing to watch them learn to run and like get better and be, you know.
I mean, that is beautiful too, but we were talking about
the lore. Is
lore.
also, yeah, no, I get it.
It's
They're parallel paths.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, wait, what do you mean? You don't play video games for the lore?
Oh, right, my bad. I play them for the glitches. My bad.
Ah, yeah.
Right.
Understandable. Agree to disagree.
You have to say, which we're
but yeah,
also not doing this evening.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's Green Emmy. You just kind of look at them. Unfortunately, there is a like more stylish / riskier version of the kill, where you can use Coyote time to dash melee over the platform and then kind of look it in the face, shoot it, jump over it, shoot it a little more, and then pop its face mask. But it's not worth it. It saves like maybe half a second and is really hard. But it is really cool. It is really, really cool.
Yeah, Manny is more of a runner that prefers the consistent strats. So, and he's been very consistent so far. This is a fantastic run so far.
I was going to say, we say it day in and day out on presentations like this, like fast is good, consistent is best, especially when you're doing a showcase run, but also to just build those muscles to have that root ingrained in your muscle memory.
Exactly.
Alrighty, so coming up here, we are going to see a little bit of water movement. Water is definitely a weak point in movement. You know, it has some very specific rules compared to regular grounded movement. You can, if you morph as you're going over a ledge, you will do a little morph boost. You can slide one in really, like right there, but it's really tight. You might see it more in Barenia. And then generally speaking, your normal walking speed is quite slow, so you kind of have to jump around a lot because your fall speed is actually pretty fast in the water, which inadvertently makes you move faster forward.
Now we're
gonna break it.
Aria climb. Yeah. So this is, I think, the last lava redirection switch that we get, and it just completely destroys the section of the map. Everything's falling apart. The flames are rising. So we gotta be pretty quick here, but luckily everything that happens, all the like moving geometry, it's all the same every single time, so we know exactly where to jump and what to do.
Yeah, this is definitely a really interesting stretch if you play on Dread mode, because all of these ambient fires kill you.
I was gonna say, I know it does a lot more damage. Like, we're on rookie mode right now, so there's the grace for that sort of thing outside of, you know, knowing where the set piece moves. But
Yep, and the very final section with 4 different lava pillars coming out, you have to be very precise with the morph and jumps in order to not get grazed by them.
I can imagine.
Yeah, kind of like a principle of movement that you kind of have to like low-key demonstrate there is if you automorph into a tunnel and you continue to hold forward, you'll unmorph when you get out. So if you do that on that tunnel, Samus will unmorph and run, across the platform instead of like awkwardly dropping.
You also saw Manny morph as he fell there. The reason is because you reach your terminal velocity faster when you are in morph ball. Your acceleration downwards is faster, so that also makes it so that jumping in morph ball form is faster underwater, and for just like generally whenever you're falling a large distance, it's better to be in morph ball because it's faster.
I mean, that's just good physics right there. You're reducing wind resistance, if nothing else.
She's quite aerodynamic or water dynamic, I guess.
So this is where the run really starts to diverge from any percent glitchless. Normally, you would just go straight down and you start fighting Kraid because you have the Varia suit. You can go into his arena, nothing else to it. But you can actually get quite a few items before Kraid, and the way that the rules of this category are listed, it's like you must do X thing before Y event. So in this case, it's you must collect Grapple, Morph Ball Bomb, and Flash Shift before you fight Kraid. So we're going to be taking a rather deep detour into Dairon to collect some items, and then also Berenia for that matter.
But of course, if you didn't do them now, you wouldn't be getting them early. So
Exactly.
And that's the beautiful part. There is, I guess, like special things you can do to Kraid with both bombs and Flash Shift. The bomb one is pretty well known. Using the bomb cannon to skip phase 2 essentially, but actually during phase 2, if you're up on the magnet and he opens his mouth to roar at you, you can flash into it and get like a special cutscene where you shoot missiles into his mouth. Most of the time those cinematic cutscenes actually reduce your DPS, unfortunately. So as cool as they are, we tend to avoid them.
that's funny.
The only exception is sometimes Ravenbeak, but even then, depending on the way you're fighting him, most of the time you probably are not taking it. You're just taking the melee to get a resource refill.
Yeah. Or if you're in low percent and it's just faster because you don't need to avoid every attack.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a huge comfort for sure.
But yeah, so Manny is going to be taking the same route into the dark room, but the dark room is now lit up, which means that the power's on, and also we now have wide beam and Varia suit, so we're going to be able to go into this heated section. We're going to be taking the right path first, and that's going to get us to the early grapple area. Here we're going to be seeing a basic movement fundamental called the slide jump or the coyote jump. So basically, whenever Samus slides off a ledge, you have about a half second where you can jump out of midair. You see this kind of thing in a lot of speed games. For here, it's mostly a thing with just the slide. It's not so much in other... You can't just like run off and jump for the most part, but with the slide you get it is quite lenient. So use that to skip into get into this little like section that you wouldn't normally be able to get into if you didn't have that. And that's not a glitch. It was specifically we were told about it in the Metroid Dread report, Volume 8 on the official Nintendo website.
Okay.
I love to see the bibliography on stream.
Right. Thank you for citing sources.
Exactly.
That's why she's the GOAT.
We come to play games and we come to show our work.
It's always got the receipts. All right, so now we've got Grapple. Grapple's a pretty fun item in Dread. There are the little grapple points here and there, but kind of the main extra movement you get here, and this is actually immediately shown in the Grapple tutorial, is if you grapple onto a magnet wall, it actually attracts you to it. And during that reel-in, you can actually press jump to cancel your grapple like that and jump in the middle of the air. That's called a grapple cancel, to kind of take little shortcuts. So you don't have to go all the way to the wall, or you can use it to navigate around enemies. It's a really, really handy little piece of tech in a few rooms for getting through quickly.
It's honestly the best 2D Spider-Man game.
I mean, it could be. Samus is pretty amazing at moving around and zooming, you know?
There are some players of some of the Spider-Man games on the DS and 3DS who might respectfully disagree with you. Several of those
I'm not trying to start drama.
Unfortunately for me, that's a new sentence. That's a new sentence for me. I did not know there were games on the DS and 3DS for Spider-Man.
Yeah. I think it's Shattered Dimensions, like the 3DS spin-off of one of the Activision 3D games is surprisingly good as a like freeform movement and brawling in like equal percentages. It flips between the two of them gracefully.
That's beautiful. Here we're going to see a little Emmy Zone run. That is actually another extremely notorious room. Manny got the very lucky spawn where the yellow Emmy is just not there. Nice. However, it can be directly on the step at the top and directly in your path. You make use of that little grapple boost off of magnet walls in order to get through it, but Manny gets to just kind of go through, and then you do get to see kind of like where the dev intended thought process of getting grapple early goes. You see little grapple blocks placed throughout areas that give you little shortcuts. So it's a very nice little kind of like design intent message from Mercury Steam to the player, rewarding you for exploring.
I would like to pose a riddle to the audience. Why do you need to turn the power on to break a cover on the door?
Blast shield?
Yeah.
The only thing
why
I
is
can
the
think
shield
of,
stronger when the power's off? You
right.
know?
I mean, you've seen it in some other places where like there's something protecting an otherwise openable door, like the wide beam. So if the power is off and like, extra strength blast shield doors came down just to protect whatever was in there from getting out, then turning the power back on removes the,
Okay, yeah, no, that's a good answer. That's a better answer than I was expecting.
I have no idea if it makes any logical sense with how ZDR is designed, but it's the best answer I got for you.
Don't worry, we'll ask Ravenbeak when we get back up to the top.
Sounds good.
So coming up as we leave the Emmy Zone, there's a very particular fun section that I would like to call hole-in-one. So I'm going to be doing a very specific drop, and as I drop, I'm going to try to morph into the tunnel below and see if I can squeeze through. Alas.
Ooh, okay. So Manny's going to finish this hole with a par. Fortunately, because MS% goes through that room 3 times, he's got 2 more chances to get 2 more birdies. So that is this episode of the Metroid Dread Golf channel. Please hold your golf claps for the 3rd hole.
I was already golf clapping. Sorry. Let's go. Shoot me.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's pretty epic.
What matters is I get at least 1 hole out of the 3 possible opportunities. They got 2 chances.
Yes,
so
a consummate
that
professional,
is
some might say.
Exactly. It's very, very important to keep track of. It's a part of the run I always get very hyped for.
All right, hold on. I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab my golf pencil. I need to keep proper track of this.
Okay. We got the score sheet.
So you're going to see that Manny is going to be able to open a grapple block here to skip this entire little loop through the water section of the first room in Brania. And you're going to be seeing another grapple block open in a second. And fun fact, we're going to be skipping this Adam because we skip all Adams from this point on. But if you talk to this Adam, he tells you, Samus, there's water, look out. Try to get space jump and grapple beam if you can. It'll help you navigate water without gravity suit. And we already have grapple beam, so it's kind of like one step ahead of you.
Yeah. Space jump is a bit of a spoiler, so Adam is a little bit inconsiderate of spoiling the player of what's to come.
A Metroid game with space jump?
Unbelievable. It's okay, he didn't know about spin boost. Go ahead.
I was just going to say we're going to be dropping down into the water here and breaking this gravel block. Because if you didn't do this, this room is like very, very tall. It goes way down, it goes way up, and we would be going all the way down through the water and up again if we didn't have access to grapple beam. There is another trick you could do called backdoor flash shift, but it requires a pretty tight infinite bomb jump in place. So Manny's just going to use the grapple beam, because why not?
Yeah, if you have grapple beam, it's just much simpler to do that. The room below, I think it's like a 45-second detour or something silly like that. If you do go all the way down. So taking that grapple shortcut is very, very nice. And here, Manny's just going to have to drain the water. Unfortunately, he can't do the fastest version of this room in glitchless. But I think we are very likely to see a little damage boost tech after he takes care of these blobs. You can actually use the fish, and I'm blanking on its name, so I'm going to use its colloquial name, Clyde, to do a trick called Sea Boost, founded by Charlotte itself. You just do a little bump off the fish and get up to the platform instead of doing a water bomb.
I'd love to see it.
It is a really cool trick.
Also, the fish are called botaloons.
Thank you. And Manny nailed it first try. Gaming.
The fish cycle was very lenient, and I was like, I gotta show it for the audience. It's very important Metroid Dread community lore.
All right, so somebody else, I think, Hobbit had a new. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say you couldn't skip Seaboost in front of me, could you?
Right.
Named after the one and only.
You know, you were talking. Someone was talking earlier about the sentence being new to them, and I think the fish cycle is relatively lenient. Might be a new sentence for me.
Hey, there's a new one every day.
Indeed.
Alrighty. So while we backtrack through the golf course, we're coming up upon kind of like an MS% classic here. The return trip from Berenia and Dairon to Kraid. This is a very infamous Emmy zone because the Emmy has 2 possible spawns, and Manny has unfortunately gotten the bad one. So we are going to see him Phantom Cloak here to get around the Emmy because it is directly in our face, and occasionally will just jump up and get in the way. He has to be really careful not to get spotted because if he does, this door locks and he can't get out without a parry. But he handles it perfectly, gets out unscathed.
An easy to overlook nuance of that room that makes it especially annoying is that when you Phantom Cloak, it uses your Aeon meter, so after you uncloak, you can't flash shift right after because they both use the same resource.
That was exactly
so you are running for your life.
That was exactly why when I got in the room. Since I knew it was going to be there, I did not flash shift, so I have immediate time to cloak once I'm in position.
Exactly.
You did get a funny little flash warp there for a second. Sometimes if you flash shift into a corner, you won't go anywhere initially, and then the game will correct your position if you keep flashing, and you'll just warp to where you should have been. It's really funny looking, and every time I see one, I reel.
I like that, just like the last time we were in that room, it's kind of like animation canceling. Before that slide ends, you have the ability to put in another valid input, but this time we could use the flash instead of having to do a jump.
Exactly.
Yeah, that coyote jump across the second bit of lava can be a little stressful because if you fall in, you just die.
Yeah.
We call that getting tomato souped because Ravenbeak's lava is looking suspiciously edible. So it's not great if you fall in there, but especially on the return trip there, but you do have the Emmy zone checkpoint, so it's not too bad.
Yeah.
There's a very funny glitch where if you keep your game on for 7 days, the particle physics run at super slow speed, and you can really appreciate how goopy the soup is when you do that.
I mean, if you cook your tomato soup for 7 days, yeah, goopy might be the least of your problems.
And if you play the game after 3 days of that cooking, your cooldowns on a bunch of stuff go down by 80%. So you fire missiles faster, you dash melee faster, and I think you fall in water like a little faster as well. It looks really funny. I know, is that just placebo? I think it is just placebo, but I want it to be real.
Yeah, so we finally have all of the tools that we need to fulfill the category requirement, and we are now going to go steal Ravenbeak's, not Ravenbeak's, that's not later. We're going to steal Kraid's lunch money.
Yeah, the evil green time waster himself.
I'm not familiar with going right to Ravenbeak.
Yeah, unfortunately, the ultimate goal of skips is skipping Ravenbeak, and that's not very fun.
Right.
But here we have Kraid himself. I call him the evil green time waster because if he decides to throw up, it's just slower. But fortunately, he wants to throw his nails, so Manny is able to just kind of pelt him with missiles. And now we get to do a little bit of belly dancing. So we climb into the bomb cannon here, and now we give him a really bad tummy ache.
Indeed. A very fun fact about this very specific bomb cannon, normally when you get in a bomb cannon, you need to lay a bomb across up to activate it, but for that specific cannon, you can get in, and it will just automatically take you out as soon as you get in. If you don't have regular bombs you get in, you get into Kraid's belly, you're just stuck, and you just slowly die.
Oh no.
Very fun.
Yeah, big jump scare for people that are not familiar with the mechanics of that in randomizers. They just get stuck in Kraid's belly, and especially if you have a lot of health, you just stand there just dying for like a minute.
Yeah, because it is actually like a really slow damage
It is-
tick because it's like it doesn't want to kill you; it wants you to bomb crate.
Right.
Unfortunately, with unlike other environment limb, it is not exponential but incremental, so it is a very slow death depending on how many energy tanks you have.
The worst kind of cutscene loss.
I know, right? But now we kind of get back on track in terms of like vanilla speedrun routing, where we're exiting Kraid and heading back towards a very familiar pathway through the hot room. And fortunately, obviously, we don't have to make the detour to go get bombs. But Mandy is going to be navigating all the way back to Berenia into that pesky blob we couldn't quite reach without diffusion beam.
Yep, we're going to be going a little bit faster this time because we do have the flash shift. So just generally a bit of a zoomier Samus this time around.
Yeah, I really love all the different flash links and chains that are in this game. It's a really, really interesting and nuanced movement item. I mean, obviously it seems simple. It's a dash, but there's a lot of very intentional geometry that you can see from the developers that allow you to kind of more quickly move through rooms, whether it's
Sure.
like slanted ceilings or like very geometric like lines on top of each other kind of deal. And then we have pole number 2. Unfortunate, it's gonna be another par.
Got one more chance to save it from being a bogey.
Surely,
I'm a believer.
surely, third tries to charm.
I'm a believer in Manny.
To be fair, for a bounty hunter, a bogey would be what she's after.
Always looking on
Yes,
the bright
that's
side.
true.
That's true. Yeah, glass is half full.
Yeah. I'm here with your silver lining, but you got this one on the next go round.
Oh, easily, for sure.
So this trip to Brenia is going to be pretty fast. Since after Flash Shift we drained the big room with the C boost, we're going to be able to pretty much enter Brenia and just jump straight down into the hole to go from the North Brenia tram to the South Brenia tram and make our way to Lower Dairon, where we'll be fighting the Speed Emmy, the yellow Emmy that has been chasing us around.
Yeah, it definitely feels good to dispatch this one because it is quite a nuisance when you're in it's Dairon enemy zones outside of like the initial encounter. It's very in the way a lot of the time, and it's a very common, I guess, run ender in that room.
There's some small flash of tech. If you're in the air when you flash a little bit farther than if you're on the ground, which is why I do sometimes do hops like cross through doors, like get more distance with flash up in the next room.
Yeah,
You may also notice. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say that you also flash shift a little bit faster if you are already walking rather than flashing from a standstill. And if you flash shift into an enemy, Samus will automatically stop in front of the enemy rather than just bonking on the enemy. So there's a lot of, like Hobbit was saying, little nuances that you can use to sort of optimize your flash shifts.
Yep, and if you opt to slide out of a flash shift into an enemy, you can immediately cancel that knockback to another flash shift, which really helps speed through some rooms that have a lot of enemies in your way. You saw that on the Kraid descent, going through the Obsidiamithins, I believe is what they're called.
Yep.
The big rock guys.
And so now we are going to, again, break the shield. And this is one of the slightly scarier enemy fights. It's going to be crawling on the ceiling here. It moves very, very fast when it's not being shot. It's a relatively easy angle to hit, but if you mess it up, it can be game over for you in like a half second.
Yeah,
I do like to pretend this speedrun's like a tutorial for your casual playthrough fighting yellow enemy, because running around and fighting it is very stressful.
Yeah, no kidding.
Ironically, one of the hardest enemy kills for a casual playthrough is the easiest for a speedrunner. Just
Naturally.
I mean, you know, you don't get lineups like that every day, you know? You take them when you can get them.
So now we have Speed Booster. This power-up has been upgraded quite substantially from its previous incarnations. In this one, you can continue your Speed Booster out of a jump. Yeah, Manny was trying to go for a instant Shine Spark here, where you land and then instantly you can Shine Spark out of it. You can see that you can also wall jump and keep your speed, and here we're going to see a little bit of a speed keep.
Accidental Morb.
Speaking of, I haven't heard of the one superhero movie in the past, it's morbid time. Something
Yep.
I like. Sometimes I like to say every time I do a morphed shine spark.
It's Morbin time.
My favorite part of that
Yeah,
movie
and-
was when Samus said it was Morbin time, and then Morbid all over the place.
Exactly,
Oh,
my
absolutely.
favorite too. It's just
Really, the
iconic.
only redeeming part of the movie is that Samus was there.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Sometimes a good cameo appearance will just make or break a movie.
And like one important nuance there is there's supposed to be like a cutscene where it's like, oh, the shine spark's so cool, you're going up through the ceiling, but that's really slow because it makes you do the slow wind up. So that ball spark actually does skip that cutscene essentially. So it is functional and funny.
And so coming up, we're going to be skipping a 6-minute cutscene, and the basic gist of it is that there's this guy named Quiet Rogue. He's another Chozo. He's friendly. He opens a path for you in Berenia that we'll be taking later, and then he gets killed by a robot, and because it's the robot that killed Quiet Rogue, we call it the Quiet Robo.
Ooh,
Nice shine
speed
sparkling.
keep. Nice. That's a tough one. It's very, very tight sometimes. That morph jump out of the tunnel can be really, really tricky to get a good morph into that tunnel.
Oh, that's not going to work. Yeah.
That's unfortunate RNG. Great recovery.
Yeah.
Good enough.
You love to see a 2-spark.
I don't often
Yeah,
get
that-
I don't often get the shine spark before entering the fight, so I'm pretty happy about that too.
Yeah, that can be a really tricky one too.
Pretty much every boss in the game will die to 2 shine sparks if it takes damage from shine sparks at all. There's one that dies to exactly 1 shine spark, and we'll see that later. But yeah, so you'll see a lot of anytime we can set up a shine spark going into a boss room, we tend to do so.
And here, we're actually coming up on our next MS% specific skip here, the next dev intended skip, the early super missile. So Manny is going to be actually going back up to the area near where bombs were and taking a little detour into a different part of Gavran before we go to Berenia to fight Dragiga. Because like Charlotte said, the Quiet Robe opened up a nice little path for us to continue progressing through the game. But the devs put this nice little speed puzzle in the cold room here, which sounds pretty stressful, but cold ticks are fortunately not nearly as mean as heat ticks are. You have quite a bit of room for error here. So even with only 221 energy here, Manny still has plenty of leeway to hit this shine spark and speed puzzle.
Perfect. Second try is not bad at all. That is a fairly tight. Getting onto that magnet could be a little bit of a hassle. So second try is not bad.
When
Yeah,
we-
especially with that little ceiling right there, can block your grapple.
Yeah. When we initially started running Mercury Steam Percent, we had a very different method where we come up to the bottom part of the frozen room and try to do a slot speed keep all the way up from the bottom to the top, but that is slower and you lose a lot more energy with a first try attempt. So after discovering the top method, we save a bit more time and we don't lose energy. And as you saw, I failed the first attempt. I was able to recover and go back to the map room and try again.
And so coming up, we're going to be getting these super missiles. They are a more of a damage efficiency or like a ammo efficiency upgrade.
And pause.
Yep, we're going to go ahead and take our wellness break here as we like to do in longer speedruns. So yee howdy and welcome on back, y'all, to Out of the Box on the Games Done Quick Hotfix. I say that because I'm looking at a picture of Samus in a cowboy hat from the speedrun.com Metroid Dread category extensions page because we are doing a run of Mercury Steam Percent on Metroid Dread with Manager. So let's get back to it.
All right. Hello, everyone, again. And let's resume the run in 3, 2, 1, and go.
So like I was saying before, the super missile is more of an ammo efficiency upgrade than a damage upgrade. Each missile does do more damage than a standard missile, but it is a slower fire rate, so it kind of evens out. And you saw that Manny, again, did a super missile to the left before he came back to the elevator. That was, again, another slow door that we'll be passing through later, much later. So just opening it slow now will allow us to go through fast later.
Yep, so now we get to kind of go back into Dairon and finish our loop back to Berenia and go through that nice little door that Quiet Robe opened up for us here. So you're gonna see a little bit of flash shifting, zipping through the cold room, and then our final visit to the ZDR golf course. I'm excited. I believe in Manny, and I think he's gonna get that birdie.
Sure.
I think birdie's honestly the best thing, because Samus is a bird, as we all know.
That's
true.
It is extremely fitting. So now that the Emmy is gone, the Emmy valves are all open, so Manny gets to take little shortcuts here to cut straight over to the part of the Emmy zone he needs to be in. And it's time.
Ooh, that's a bogey.
That's an unfortunate bogey. Manny, you are a golfer, but you are not a true golfer today. Thank you for your golfing session today.
No problem.
It's always appreciated.
I will make a run back in future attempt. I will get my true golf abilities back.
Yep, just reasons to have you on Hotfix again.
Exactly.
That run back's gonna be crazy.
So we're coming back to Berenia. Like we said, there's a new path open. Thank you, Quiet Robe. You rest in peace. Never gone but not forgotten. And there's going to be a little speed keep that we can do through that new path, and it looks pretty cool, in my opinion. So I'm looking forward to that in just a few seconds. Starting here, we're going to see a wall jump into a morph that gets through the tunnel, and then another wall jump, and then another morph. And theoretically, you can keep the speed all the way through this entire section, but it's extremely tight. I don't know anyone who does it except for Ed Nolium.
Shout out to Ed. He's kind of the goat.
Has been hanging out with us in chat.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, he is pretty much the only person I know who does the true connection. I don't know how he does it, but it is there.
It is technically possible.
Oh no, Manny, no. So Manny definitely trying to climb up this room and spark at the top there, but it is really easy while you're jumping around to accidentally trigger a spark. But he is gonna get a second try, and you are gonna get to watch that cool speed keep again. So very, very considerate of Manny to give the audience some more cool content.
Agreed.
I think this. I can safely say this has never happened before. I have never died there before.
Yeah, usually you do, like, if you miss a shine spark, it's kind of annoying because there's all the enemies in the way, and that can slow you down. But yeah, you're kind of low on health because you had to do the second try through the cold room in early supers.
Yeah, plus those big guys, they spit these little fish at you, and they just kind of follow you. So if you're not already like finishing the room, essentially,
You're gonna
they
get
will come
tagged.
get you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna get you. So Manny taking a little bit more of a deliberate approach here to get a refill on that, but now he's back at max health. And
That was the rookie
caution
mode.
into the wind. Absolutely, yeah. So I don't think we explained this earlier. So other than the 30 missiles, the main difference in rookie mode is you get a lot more refill drops. You don't actually take any less damage, you just get more health back. So every time you melee, it pretty much just full heals you, or like 80% heals you at worst.
Yeah, you do take less damage from bosses specifically, but the bosses are all like on such specific cycles, and we like have labbed out how to deal with every single attack so much at this point that you tend to not really take damage from a boss unless you're intending to. For example, right here, Manny is going to be intentionally bonking on Dragaiga in order to stop the damage gate that happens in Phase 1 so that he can do more damage. And then he's going to take a melee, even though he could technically kill Dragaiga without taking that melee counter, just because it gives you a little bit more resources for another boss fight that's coming out pretty much immediately after this, as soon as we get into Gavaran.
Yep,
Yeah, and that boss can be real nasty if you don't get the pickup.
And just earlier, I showed a very good practical application of the grapple cancel, where I maintained the vertical momentum as I kept climbing up and up. Those two nail-ons, Steves, as we like to call them, give a lot of trouble if you don't get the exact timing right. So getting that first try was very, very good.
Don't forget to missile the door on your way into the boss.
Very easy door I tend to forget. Thank you, Charlotte.
Of course, I got you.
We got another a one-sided door that takes a while to open. This door right here, I'll pass by it later, so want to just open that real quickly before we get into this fight.
This is another example of a fight that we speed booster into because we can. And you're going to see Manny is just going to keep pelting this guy with super missiles. Every time it's about to do an attack, he's going to slide into it because the body contact damage is lower than any of the attacks. Some of the attacks will deal like over an entire E-tank, but the body damage is like not very much at all.
Yeah, that red wave attack is absolutely deadly if you get hit by it. And while you do have good movement options to get around it, it is much, much better to just take the deboost.
Yep. So this little thing that we're pulling down right here, that's the only reason why we take this loop, because it blocks the way into Elune. Otherwise, we would just go straight back through this door right here. But you can see right here, we had to open up this path, and that's going to take us to this Morphball launcher, which is going to take us to Elune, where we are going to meet the X.
Yep. So Samus basically kind of just like happenstance wanders into Elune, and the X that were supposedly reported on ZDR just all happen to be trapped in this big safe that is Elune. However, you do need to leave, so that means the X get released by completing this area.
It is pretty funny that Elon is effectively the quarantine zone, and Metroid Dread came out in 2021, so it was a very topical area at the time.
Also, X, Elune, that kind of sounds like Elon. I'm just saying, there's something there.
It's almost not worth thinking about.
Aged like milk.
Aged like milk.
Unlike the rest of this game.
Yeah, this game is an absolute gem.
It is unbelievable how incredible the development of the game has been over the years. Obviously, you have like the movement being perfected room to room in every category, most significantly glitchless categories like this or 80% glitchless. Interestingly enough, most categories only have like one optimal route, but any percent glitchless actually has 3 viable routes. They're all like pretty close to each other in timing, which is really interesting because you'd think the most restricted category wouldn't be like that.
Right.
We're going to pick up Plasma Beam. Plasma Beam is going to allow our shots to penetrate through enemies and also deal damage to mechanical enemies, as well as, I think it's tripling our attack potency. And we're going to see Manny, who just barely missed a Shine Spark there. So basically the way that instant Shine Sparking works is if you're in any sort of animation and then you press jump during that animation, Samus will buffer a spark to happen as soon as that animation is over. So it's really easy to accidentally Shine Spark out of like a flash shift or like a melee or whatever. Sometimes we do that on purpose, but other times it's a bit of an inconvenience.
Yeah, you definitely have to be careful there. And then that damage boost that Charlotte explained earlier is in full effect here. The soldier does not stand a chance, and we get to see the cool animations that Mercury's team put in the game to make Samus look super tough.
Here's the biggest time save in the game.
I sure love the world's greatest time save.
That does not compare to the biggest time save that's coming right up. So just pay attention.
This is actually the hardest boss in the game coming up here on this tram load. It gets everyone at least once in their speedrunning career.
Yeah, you can save or lose seconds, minutes, years on this next split.
I'm waiting for it. Nailed it.
Everybody clap. That was the hardest cutscene in the game to skip.
I was
Everybody
really worried. That was like less than a frame perfect. I wasn't sure that was going to work.
I want to see the run that loses, that is submitted with that whole extra year on that split.
Listen, we have a verification policy that prevents people from griefing our verification team.
Okay,
don't worry.
Okay, that's fair.
Fortunately, 1 year is a little bit more than an hour and 30 minutes.
Right.
Alright, so now we're going to be seeing... this one, I don't know if it's dev intended, but it is glitchless. We're going to be doing a Shine Spark through the water here. It requires a pretty tight store here. Very good. And now we're going to get to see going onto the bottom floor and the Shine Spark all the way back up. That is glitchless early ice, or day for short. that is, again, like Manny has been doing all game, making it look easy, but that trick is very, very hard. It is like the bane of glitchless runners. Everybody struggles with that trick. It is so, so hard. And he did the harder version of it, where you did a shine spark at the bottom of the water rather than shine sparking from right to left. We call that super gay when you do it like that. It requires you to store a little bit higher so that you have time.
Shout outs to Manny for keeping it gay.
Of course.
Super gay, even.
True.
And
Yeah,
similar
that's
to
one of
Speed
the coolest
Emmy,
tricks in
this is, yeah, and similar to Speed Emmy, this Emmy boosts very, very fast if you don't shoot it right away. But again, Manny is very, very adept at these Emmy kills and knows how to get them done.
Yeah, that one kind of features a weird camera angle, so that can be a little bit of an uphill battle, but as long as you pre-open that door and then prompt the Emmy to go up instead of climbing down, it'll always be right in that door, ready for pelting with the Omega Cannon.
Now we got ice missiles, which, similar to super missiles, it's more of a ammo efficiency upgrade. I think it's a 1.5 times power increase. Don't quote me on that. The big thing is that it can break hot items. So we have these flaming bushes here called Enkis. We can just break through them, and that's going to allow us to progress further into the game. And,
Yep. So we got Golzuna next, right?
Yep, because that is the next
here.
requirement of Mercury Steam Percent is to have cross bombs before you get Gravity Suit, I think is the way it's worded.
Yep.
Or maybe it's before.
Yeah.
It's before, yeah.
Yeah, so basically, there's the intended way that you get into this section is that you have screw attack and you break through the blocks here in the previous room in order to open that grapple door. But with a nice little shine spark through that tunnel, you can get into this section and then make your way to the Golzuna Arena. Hobbit, do you want to explain the Golzuna fight?
Absolutely. So you're going to see Manny kind of do kind of like a figure 8 type motion in order to get a shine spark on Golzuna here. This is called the Crazy 8 setup. Golzuna dies in 4 shine sparks, and the room is just long enough for you to store. And Manny actually is going to get the 4th spark here. It is very, very tricky to get all 4 stores. You have barely just enough time with how big Golzuna is. And then once Golzuna turns into a Corex, you have all the room in the world to just store a spark and then spark that Corex to kill it in one hit.
The last shine spark is to defeat Golzuna is a lot more lenient than you might think. I actually did not use the maximum distance I could have used to store a shine spark, and I just barely got it. But it is a bit lenient, but it still requires some practice.
Yep, and now Manny has obtained the cross bombs, a somewhat infamous item in Metroid Dread, because for some reason, even though there is an audible indicator of when cross bombs are primed, they still don't work sometimes. So one thing runners may do sometimes in order to guarantee that they work is you drop 4 bombs, you cannot drop any more bombs, and then therefore the only option is for cross bomb to come out. Cross bombs are really handy because if there are any bomb blocks in a row, it will destroy all of them in a linear fashion, which saves more time than you'd think, because individual bombing 4 blocks in a row actually does take a lot of time. And we're going to see that immediately here coming out of Green TP, where we see probably the coolest dev intended secret here, the early gravity suit speed keep. So you bomb these hidden bomb blocks, grab the shine spark here, and then we're going to go up these little slopes in order to break these blocks right at the end here. You can grab that missile plus, you don't really need it. Generally speaking, you're going to end up around 50 missiles on rookie mode. You don't necessarily need that many, but it is pretty comfy. And then we are going to drop into the gravity pool. This room is actually like the main reason we need diffusion at all in speedrunning. That last blob is only reachable with wave or diffusion, and wave beam is not accessible at this point in time. So
yeah, glitchless early wave would be a
option.
huge upset. I don't think we're ever going to get that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so early gravity suit is technically, I don't think, required by Mercury Steam percent. Normally you would need space jump to go through the really slow part of Brainia in order to get to gravity suit, but it's just much faster to not do that because A, it requires going out of the way to space jump earlier than we do in the speedrun, and B, it's just so much traversal through water.
Yep, that lower loop is... If you remember when we were looping to Flash Shift, we talked about how long and slow that water room is. Multiply that by like 3.
Yeah, it is
some
minutes.
perspective. And now we are heading into Frozen Artaria. So anytime you take this elevator in either direction, the entire planet freezes because Z57 is messing with the power core in Cataris. Thanks to the X being released from Elon. So we're going to see Manny do a little aim down there to peek the camera. That's actually going to prime the enemy cycle so that he can just continue rolling through without getting bumped by these little bugs. And we're going to see him take care of the next Chozo soldier. So he's going to store a spark before he drops in so he can immediately pop its shield, and it goes immediately into phase 2 where he can just lay into it with plasma beam. And this is the preamble for one of the coolest sections in the game, pun very much intended, known as the Frozen Artaria Speedway. This is a sequence of speed keeps that are in Frozen Artaria thanks to the very, very favorable geometry that exists in the area. It's a lot of long corridors and very geometric places that you can wall jump through. And you have a couple opportunities to reset your speed if you miss the initial ones. You can actually keep through that tunnel. It's really, really tight. You kind of have to do a very similar thing to what you do in Glitchless Early Ice, where you jump out of the morph tunnel, but there's a transition which can make it really awkward. And the enemy's not cooperating with Manny here, so he's going to be doing the Artaria 1 climb, but way more stuff in the way. Before heading up here to heading back towards where Corpius is. And in Glitchless, you're intended to pop that with Diffusion Beam to get it through the wall. And then he also hits a quick charge on the X version of the Nail Long in order to make it fly away so it's not in his way.
And now we're going to do a little bit of a detour from where you would normally be and try and get into this little hole in the corner there. You saw he almost did the Shine Spark exactly in the position that would make it automorph.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh, there it is. Nice. That's really cool.
Yeah. So we're going to be taking this detour. A lot of people don't even know about this sequence break. It is one of the more obtuse to find naturally, but technically you can get screw attack before you fight Z57, so we will in fact be fighting or be getting the screw attack before we can get Z57. Now, way at the early beginning of the game, Manny opened up this blob that he just went through, that blocked the tunnel that he just went through. If you don't do that, you have to take a little detour above this room, and there's a big, I forgot what they're called, the Goliath, I think.
Yeah, Goliath is correct. The big like precursor to Golzuna. But I did see someone mention in the chat asking about turbo. I believe Manny does run with a turbo controller.
Yep.
So we have up to 21 hertz turbo allowed on boards here. It's a really, really important accessibility measure because repetitive stress injuries or strain injuries are really, really dangerous. And it's more important to us as a community that more people can play for longer. So, you know, we allow runners to choose whether they wish to mash or turbo. We do keep a lot of resources on the optimal mashing methods should you choose to learn. And we actually have a really, really impressive controller guide put together by the wonderful Jaina. Shout outs to her. So if you are interested in Dread speedrunning, we have a lot of information available so that way our players can make informed decisions on what they want to do.
I never even thought to shine spark down that slip, or that shaft.
There's so few down sparks in the game. It's always nice when you finally get to see one.
And this time we're gonna get to see the speed keep. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no true keep through that tunnel, but like I said, it's really, really finicky. So like, I really, I don't blame him from it. I miss it all the time.
Yeah, I think I've gotten it like twice ever.
Yeah, I think I've done it maybe 3 times, and all 3 of them are within the last year.
But yeah, so second verse, mostly the same as the first. We're going to be heading this way again, but this time we're going to be taking the elevator to Cataris. There's another little fun speed keep going into that room that I can't wait for you all to see.
Oh, he's going to use a little spark shot here to try to shoot the door. So we didn't actually explain it when Manny did the greatest time save known to man. But if you hold a charge shot going into a speed booster, you can actually shoot that charge beam by pressing R to activate your missile cannon. And that actually will shoot charge beams, and then once you unpress R, continue to charge a second shot, and you can use that to shine spark through doors, because shine sparking is the fastest lateral movement.
And coming up next is the experiment Z57 that we've been talking about. This fight is one of the more RNG heavy fights. Basically, in its first phase, it has 2 attacks. One where it spits acid onto the ground, and one where it swipes at you with its claws. While it's swiping at you with its claws, it's completely invulnerable. You can't damage it during that attack. When it's spitting acid onto the ground, you can attack it all day long. So hopefully, in practice run, I know that he got the double acid breath, which is the absolute best pattern. So we will see how nice Z57 wants to be to us today.
Yeah, maybe it slept really well, and it's going to be really nice. You know, it's got morning breath.
Oh, we're starting with claws.
All right, 1 claw, 2 claw. What are we thinking?
I'm thinking 1 claw.
Very nice. Okay. So now Manny's just going to be able to pelt him with snowballs, essentially, shooting him with some ice missiles here, and standing in the little gaps in the goop in order to kind of prevent him from losing too much health. And then we're going to be able to make use of some quick charges here to dispatch these claws that he's using to restore his health, which then activates the what we call the Flappy Bird section, where you essentially have to play Flappy Bird through these waves of energy while there's wind blowing against you. During this time, you can use it very conveniently to grab Speed Booster here, and if you spark into Z57 at any point into the fight, it dies.
Nice.
That was a beautiful fight.
Very nice.
The Shine Spark,
very clean.
The Shine Sparks I was consistent because Flappy Bird's patterns are the same in every playthrough.
Yep. So it very intentionally leaves that gap after that too high jump for you to
jump in there.
To get it very, very easy. Yeah, and then you just damage boost off the last wave and smack them in the face.
Yeah, if you're familiar with other categories, you may be wondering why we're not going to glue teleportal, and that's because the only reason why we do that normally is because that's how you get screw attack. But we got screw attack first, so we don't need to return to Artaria, we don't need to return to Berenia, we are going straight to Gavaran, where we will then be making our way into pretty much the end game of this speedrun.
And this thankfully skips one of a boss fight in Berenia against 2 golden robots, which can take a bit.
Yeah, with Plasma Beam, you can pierce through them, but gold bots have a lot of health. So that can be a pretty infamous fight.
Yeah, and it's not one that you can store a Shine Spark into, so you have to just do the whole fight regular.
Mm-hmm. So this orange teleportal is actually the secret that's intended to use to get early pulse radar. And like I said, as goated as pulse radar is, it is not very fast, so we will just be walking right by it. But you know, if you do need to see where hidden blocks are, here's your quick guide to getting pulse radar. It's right down there on the left. Shout outs. But Manny is going to be proceeding down through this little morph ball maze with some hidden blocks and doing just kind of dropping down and speed boosting back up in order to go straight back towards where Golzuna was, and heading to the to Hanubia. Not quite the penultimate area of the game, but we are definitely getting into the twilight years of this run.
Got it. The end
falling into that tunnel, by the way.
I had that happened to me in yesterday's practice, but I can't like maintain the speed keep after I drop down, but this is pretty good enough.
Mm-hmm. T, what was the
Oh,
term
sorry. You were
using?
saying not quite the penultimate. The third from last is the anti-penultimate.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you. That's some
I got
strong
you.
verbiage.
You learn something new every day. I've never heard of anti-penultimate before.
Yep, anti-penultimate, and then I think fourth from last is pro anti-penultimate. Don't ask me why I know these. They might have come up
Does that
somewhere else
imply
just the other day.
Does that imply the existence
Amateur
of an amateur?
Nice R shot.
Thank you.
Ooh. So the one application of freezing that we see in a run to get that claw out of the way, and then Manny going through this intended section. Most categories will actually pseudo that block, but unfortunately this is glitchless, so we have to go all the way around and open that up for later.
To find out what a pseudo is, tune into SGDQ 2026.
True.
You will be seeing a handful of those.
There have been
Maybe
some
even more.
There have been some unfortunate glitches runners that did the reverse grapple in the previous room and invalidated their run because of muscle.
I think the very first ever glitchless world record attempt by Zast, I think it was.
I think it was Zast, yeah.
Yeah, it had that accidental double turnaround, so it was built into our very history that we forget.
Yeah, I mean, you run so much NMG or UR or the newer category NPS, and like it just gets you.
So here's going to be the last item that we have to collect in a weird order. Normally, you need these storm missiles to open the path to space jump, but with this secret little path here, we can bomb the blocks that are in the way, and then shine spark straight up. Technically, you could get the the space jump even earlier, but I decided to prioritize needing. I don't know what I was saying.
That's okay. But now we can jump a bunch of times. Dread actually does have one upgrade that's a precursor to space jump called the spin boost, where it allows you to jump one time in the air. But fortunately, with all of Dread's progressive items, if you obtain the ultimate item in the chain, you just skip straight to it. So now Manny is going to be flying around. And now we have one quick loop around Ferenia to get to SQ, and Manny's going to have to speed right past the purple Emmy here. It is directly in the way. Nice little delay there. So a really important feature of Speed Booster is if you do a spin jump into a corner, you won't immediately break your speed keep. And you can use that to kind of delay timing if you need to. Most relevant to get to avoid Emmys. Because if you speed booster into an Emmy, you immediately go into the cutscene and have to parry.
Yeah. I remember what I was saying earlier, by the way, that is like, once you get ice missiles, there's like so many different ways you can do the last like few item collections that we just had to like pick one in terms of like what was considered like the most sequence breaks you could do. And so here we're going to be seeing a setup where Manny is going to set up a mid-air Shine Spark and then flash shift to the right so that he can bounce on SQ with a screw attack. Normally you do not have screw attack for this fight, so you can kill SQ very, very fast.
Yeah, and he actually hit a little 2-cycle in the Core X there. If you screw attack into the Core X while it's still forming, like essentially before it goes from black to like its normal kind of yellow and green coloring, it actually doesn't have any iframes. So if you bonk and then bonk again really quickly, you can actually sneak an extra hit in, which means you only have to wait through iframes one time.
Is that akin to what Fusion players would call the double? Getting extra hit on the X course? Yeah.
Exactly.
Thought I remembered that right.
Very, very similar. Yep, very, very similar to a double infusion where they line up the missile shots. Even on Core X. So, very, very fitting.
This is another double robot fight. This one is a gold and a silver instead of 2 golds. So we do still get to see at least some version of the double robot fight. And this is the one that you can Shine Spark into. We tend to Shine Spark the gold Chozo Robo instead of the silver one because it does about half of the health, and so you get more damage. You get more value on your damage by Shine Sparking the gold instead of the silver.
Yeah, the gold bots have, I believe, 12,000 health, while silver bots only have 9,000. So the difference with half damage for either of them is pretty significant in a speedrun.
Yeah, nice little extra 1,500 there. 6,000 versus 4,500. And the Emmy is going to try its best to stop Manny, but he is on a war path to that central unit. Just going to use a couple quick charges to dispatch these blobs, and then Gravity Suit is going to allow us to jump straight up to the Emmy, the central unit, and you have a very nicely sized platform for an easy speed charge into the boss room, and then Screw Attack will immediately delete the brain. So there are no more thoughts in that brain, unfortunately.
And that is the last central unit that we're going to fight in actual gameplay. The next one will die in a cutscene that we skip. And so this is going to be another quick kill coming up. This one is a little bit... this is probably the scariest one for a lot of people. It's going to start by Manny getting into position and shooting the purple Chozo, or purple... as it comes out. You can only skip, or you can only miss like 3 shots, I think it is, if you want to get the true plant kill where you don't move at all. But Manny is going to jump over and do a mid-air spin to just get over just so perfectly, and then lead it down, and then kill it with the charge shot. Beautiful.
Yeah, like Charlotte said, it's very, very spooky with the Emmy right up in your grill like that. So great composure and great work from Manny there to get the quick kill there.
It is very easy to make contact, especially when you're trying to jump over like I did. You like flip its hitbox, and if you die, you lose like close to almost a minute. So very tense.
For sure.
Yeah, it's one of the more punishing Emmys because you have to like lower that water platform again, whereas normally you just jump right, like you just leave and then you're ready to fight again.
Yep. And funny enough, you can actually hit that water button a second time while it's lowering, and it will stop the water from lowering. That creates a situation called Deep Blue, where half of the room is underwater, and the Emmy moves slower, which means the kill is a little bit slower, but it is easier. So some runners may opt to do that as an option. Yeah, I don't think it's technically banned and glitchless because you're just hitting the button the second time.
Indeed.
So.
This was something I did show 3 years ago when I raced at Nolium in GDQ 2023, and I wasn't comfortable with the fastest Emmy kill, so I learned Deep Blue and showed that off. And it's definitely something you can do at home too, because it's just a matter of just having the timing to hit the button a second time to stop the water from fully draining.
So next we're going to be making our way to the red Chozo fight. In that fight, we skip a cutscene where we kill the red Chozo, or the red Emmy. Why do I keep saying red Chozo? Red Emmy. We're going to be fighting the red Chozo. And Manny is going to charge storm missiles as the cutscene activates, which is going to allow him to start the fight with storm missiles already charged so that he can pelt the Chozo with as much damage as possible. And then also when the Emmy is changing phases and it's screaming, it's actually immune to damage, so he's going to take that time, instead of pelting it with beams that don't do anything, he's going to use that time to charge the storm missiles again. And we're going to see a similar fight coming up next with the gold Chozo, but in the meantime, before that, we're going to see a demonstration of the power bombs. Power bombs are our last major upgrade, and there's a little bit of nuance to how they work. The big thing is that they have a blast radius. The blast radius is very big. It's more than one full screen. And the blast will go between screens. So like, there's like the edge of one room and then you go into the next room. The blast radius will go through those rooms if you transition the room while the explosion is happening. But if you transition the room while you're charging your power bomb, the power bomb charge will actually reset. So you want to lay a power bomb while you're going into the next room, not charge it while you're going into the next room.
Yep, because we need the power bomb to proceed in these next couple rooms, Manny's basically just going to do what he can to charge the power bombs immediately, and then try to farm a drop from the robots below. Unfortunately, Manny has been scammed by the robots, so he does not get to use a power bomb to blow up these bomb blocks, but he grabs some another power bomb really quickly, and he gets to do a nice little speed keep here called the penthouse keep. Where you break this glass tube and then flash back and spark up through the newly broken glass.
That is my favorite shiny spark in the game.
It is really cool. I mean, pretty much everything Shine Spark and Metroid Dread is really cool,
Yeah, definitely.
It's a truly beautiful thing.
But it's also a nice moment as you're entering a more cinematic area of the game to get to do something so quintessentially cinematic.
Absolutely. Samus loves aura farming, and she does it a lot in this game.
And occasionally it's not slow.
You know, it's fast a lot, which is very nice.
I mean, like,
and
go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, and the Elite Chozo is now already defeated. This guy is a real menace. Unlike the other soldiers, he actually deals additional % health damage on top of the base damage from getting hit. So if you get hit twice, you just die.
That just leaves one Chozo left for us to fight, and that's going to be Ravenbeak himself, the king of the Mockin tribe, and DNA donor to Samus. She is part Mockin because of his donation. So in some sense, he's kind of like her dad.
Yeah. Much to her chagrin when she finds out.
Mm-hmm. So are you saying that between that and between Adam, that Samus has two dads?
Oh, she has.
Oh, for sure.
Fair. You know what?
That's
You're
true.
not wrong.
I believe in the comics or the manga, it's Greybeak.
Yeah.
It's Grey Voice and Old Bird.
Thank you. Yeah, she's got a lot of bird dads.
Yeah, and then also a human dad, and also Adam, which is another human dad, and then also Robot Adam, which is a robot dad.
It's complicated.
Just a lot of support units in her life, you know?
Anyway, we're gonna kill this one.
Yeah, this dad is not very nice, and you saw Manny drop a little crossbomb there. So on the first phase of Ravenbeak, his energy shield actually will take additional damage from each crossbomb shot. And he actually attempted to charge storm missiles there, because if you can sneak in a storm lock, it makes it much easier to one cycle this phase. Fortunately, he's going to get another parry pretty quickly, so we're going to be able to get through phase 1 here. And then you can actually flash shift during the cutscene and get a couple more shots in. I don't know why you still have control of Samus during that like transitional cutscene, but Ravenbeak is very much making up for that phase 1 with 2 Gatlings in a row. Manny making his way towards the left wall here to manipulate his Ravenbeak's attack pattern. If you are against the wall, he cannot do the downward splat attack because there's just not enough room. So he is more likely to do the Gatling, which you can dash melee under and just continue pelting him.
And similar to the robot fights, Manny is going to be taking contact damage whenever possible to avoid taking the main attack, because again, the contact damage is much, much lower compared to any of his attacks. And he's going to lay a power bomb to break the sun, because the sun can be very, very annoying to fight during, because you have to avoid all of its attacks, and like most of the attacks, it does a lot of damage. Luckily, going to be able to defeat Ravenbeak without needing to take a counter, so that is a fast phase 3 as well, and that is the end of Ravenbeak, except there's one more thing to do.
So Ravenbeak, he's quite tenacious. He gets possessed by an X, and we get this. This is Ravenbeak X. This is essentially like a demonstration of the Hyper Beam that we now have obtained from awakening our Metroid powers. And that leaves a very important question, Charlotte. What flavor do we think the Hyper Beam is?
I'm going with strawberry sherbet.
Strong pick. Manny T, do you want to posit your flavors for the Hyper Beam today?
Raspberry and cherry, mostly raspberry because of the magenta color.
All right.
Out of the flavors not already taken, I have to go cotton candy.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a strong choice, yeah.
Put a little whimsy
I don't
in
hear
there.
cotton candy very often. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a strong choice. I'm a big black cherry believer personally, but if you say watermelon, I understand, because the Metroid suit's very watermelon coated for sure.
The watermelon is the Metroid suit is watermelon. Don't get it twisted.
That's
but
true.
The beam itself,
Yeah, the beam itself is a different flavor. It's kind of fun bonus.
I mean, Samus does have that rhymed. It's pretty incontrovertible.
Very true.
Absolutely. And you may notice Manny is not using any Aeon powers during Escape, despite how useful they are as movement tools, and that's because the Metroid suit actually consumes all of your Aeon abilities in addition to consuming all of your beam abilities. So you're kind of playing like classic Metroid movement for the duration of this Escape, plus cool speed booster. And we are actually coming up on the end of the run here. So once Manny gets to the top of this room and the end game cutscene starts, the timer will end. This will come right after this Shine Spark here.
Missed it.
Oh, this is the Shine Spark, but it's still.
I apologize.
Time now.
GG's.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
What's that final?
That was a really good run.
Clock in at. Yeah, that was really good.
I'm very happy.
Right about a 128. 128 in a couple of seconds.
Awesome.
That's very close to my personal best. I'm very happy with how that ended.
You should be. All the big tricks were first time. Like you didn't, your commentators didn't even have time to describe what was happening.
Just too fast.
And isn't that the mark of a master? But yeah, if people want to see more from our Master Dread runners, both our runner and our commentators, where can they find each of you?
I'll start. I'm in the Metroid Dread speedrunning community server, as I am one of the community managers, and so I am very active there, helping out new and old runners with things. And I also can be found on Blue Sky as well.
Okay.
Yeah, you can find me in the same places, RNA Charlotte on Blue Sky and Discord, and love to talk about video games.
And then you can find me in the Dread server. I am the Discord admin for the server, so if you ever need anything Metroid Dread, feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to help and help people get into the game. I love this game very, very much, and all the community members I've met playing it, so I'm always looking to grow the community. You can find me on Blue Sky at Hobbit and on Twitch at Hobbit1697. I am preparing for my SGDQ run in July, where I'm playing all bosses unrestricted. So if you want to see this game turned on its head into a different dimension, definitely tune in. I'm trying to stream whenever I can, despite my job's desire to send me to places recently. So if you ever see me streaming on Hobbit1697, come pop in, say hello, come hang out.
Very cool. Well, thanks to all three of you for hanging out and showing off this really fantastic run of Metroid Dread Glitchless Mercury Steam percent. Yeah, just love to be able to show off a familiar run in a new way. So thank you to all of you for making that possible. Hope you have been enjoying yourselves, knowing that this is not the end of Hotfix programming for the night, because coming up in just a few minutes, we've got Creature Corner coming up after.